and Dopey.
Two guys that hate each other.
Just shut your mouth.
I hate them.
Shut up.
Don't be unkind.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh, very nice.
Shut the fuck up.
You're a fine bunch of bullies, aren't you?
I'm Opie.
I could give a fuck. I'm Jim Norton, and I'm on the radio.
Shut up.
The Opie and Anthony Show. It's all about fun, fun, fun.
I'd love to spit in your face.
I will fucking kill you.
Shut up, stupid.
I'm just a zilch and I know it.
Who cares? We're trying to do a fucking radio. I know what we're trying to do. I'm sitting here across from you. I understand that.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Despicable asshat.
And these dummies that work for us.
You guys stink.
Ben looks like a tall baby.
Always laughing in the wrong places. Ben, where's the coffee?
You rock.
Hopefully he's going through a car wash with his mouth open.
And there's Steve.
Steve is a piece of garbage.
And you stink.
You are cordially invited to a robbery rape.
This is family entertainment.
This show is a disaster.
Opie and Anthony Show.
If you have any poo, fling it now.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
I'm scared of you.
Oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Oh!
I'm scared.
Idiot.
I'm scared of you, sir, and I'm protecting myself. Liar, whore, you know it. I am protecting myself. I am scared of you. Please follow, please.
God damn it. Are you fucking with me?
A couple of very beautiful girls, huh? Where were you tonight? The Kit Kat Club?
Just do it!
Value Sensei. Value Sensei!
I know a thing or two about a thing or two.
Hey, it's Ross.
What the heck are you guys doing? Trying to ruin my life and make me look like a freaking idiot?
Goddamn rich cunt! All-day body rock!
Value Sensei. Value Sensei!
Enough of that palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
What's going on, Anthony?
Just having a dandy, what is this, Thursday? I have no clue anymore.
It's Thursday, yes.
Thrust Day?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Thrust Day.
Oh, I thought you said thrust.
No.
Thrust day.
Just Thursday. What I like to call the day before the good day. The day before the day everybody just kind of waits for.
Well, tomorrow's Veterans Day.
Yes.
Yes.
Salute our veterans.
All I know is I don't have to move my car tomorrow.
Oh, I think the day's a little more important than that.
I just know I don't have to move my car.
No alternate side parking regulations in effect?
These holidays are a beautiful thing. Yes, when you're...
How many millions of dollars the city loses? You got to hear about that.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
They're doing just fine. Patrice O'Neill in studio once again today.
Of course.
And we couldn't be happier.
Very happy to have Patrice on board.
Now, what sucks, it's now, 7:06 on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
We just did an hour of radio. Why don't we just throw mics on in the office, and then we could, coast?
Then we just sit back.
Because now I feel like we entertained a lot of people, but we just entertained ourselves.
Not just ourselves.
You know, because right now we can just push play and sit back and go, look what we did already.
But you know what?
I
don't think we have a finite number of conversations to have about nothing. We all kind of like do that. Kind of interesting nothing kind of guys.
Interesting nothingness.
You know what I mean? We could just talk about horse shit. You know what I mean? It's like when you do that, you just never run out of stuff.
It's pretty much the secret of the show. Just
sometimes it's magical horse shit. Like you could hear Opie editing even regular conversations where me and you are like, yeah, man, these goddamn Arabs, and Opie like, all right, this is going nowhere. And he's just like, it's like, no, Opie, there's no one listening.
We'll just move on.
We'll move on. We're gonna clear this out. You gotta press a button.
Yeah, we'd have gone another 2 hours on some bullshit.
Hey, we got this thing on the nanny here. Wait a minute, we're having a regular conversation.
I do that in my regular life, too, man. I got one brother on the phone. I'm like, you're boring. I'm going to call another brother. He's more interesting.
All right, thanks for spending a few minutes with us this afternoon.
He'll make a sound in the background. Fang!
Yeah.
You suck! Boring! It's like, wait a minute, we're just friends having a conversation, right?
Yapping.
Yeah, but sometimes we forget the reason we all come together at 6 in the morning. We are friends and we're talking, but we're also trying to, like, shape a show together.
Yeah, kind of pound one together.
If you want to really just hang as friends, let's get out of this. Let's get to 11 o'clock and we'll go hang at the Brooklyn Diner or something.
Now you're talking just plain crazy.
But as soon as I walk in here, I'm in show mode. Come on.
Is that what?
Oh, I'm listening to every single conversation going on in this building, thinking, all right, we could use that. We could use that. That sucked. I won't go there.
I used to do that as a comic. And I just found that I started running. Like, every time I thought something was funny, I would try to do it on stage. I always thought that it helped your well of funniness to just be as funny as you could all the time. So I think it would help your well of conversation to just talk about nothing all the time. So you just don't run out. You just don't run out of shit to say.
Well, no, what's frustrating is, like, there's some shit we do in that back office that unbelievably funny. So we go, we're feeling good. We come into here to try to do the same exact thing.
Nothing.
It never works.
Save it for the air, and it just comes off.
Well, that's what we do now. If we know, like, whoa, that's way too good, we don't even finish it. We're like, whoa, just say that.
Just stop.
But that's taking a gamble, too, because you don't know if it would have fallen apart in the office.
Right,
now, save it for the air. You get to the point that you stop doing it in the office, and it falls apart.
Well, that's why I'm glad you guys had me come on, because one thing that amazed me about radio is, like, are these motherfuckers getting up every day and doing 4 and 5 hours of what? How do you do
more shit?
What
How
happens?
do you do it?
How do you do this? And then people, like, that is a show that comes on Party Interruption on ESPN. You know, I love that show. And I never watch it going, they probably had a bad day, didn't get no sleep. Went to sleep late, had a funny sleep day. If they have a bad show, I go, you had a bad fucking show. Like, you don't get credit for yesterday or the day before. It's like you gotta be good.
You are only as good as your last show.
So
that's it.
That's what's frustrating. You know, we had a great show yesterday, and we kind of enjoyed that for a few hours, and then all of a sudden you have to think forward. All right, what are we doing tomorrow? What are we doing tomorrow?
It does mess with your confidence, because you go, we had a great show yesterday. Somebody calling, and you really start to question if you fizzled out. Like, I come here today, and I feel like, okay, all right, they had enough of me. All right, enough of Patrice. Listen, I'm not going to come in tomorrow because they don't need to.
I don't want to overexpose myself.
Isn't Bobby available? Get Bob, because it's just ridiculous. And I'm going, wait, these guys come in every day.
Every day to do this.
Every day. And then when you have a bad show, you got to sit there and eat it for 24 hours until, 20 hours, whatever it is, until you come in and get your next show.
And then your whole insecurity goes, man, you guys you just go, I think I'm fizzling out.
Maybe that's it. Maybe after 10, 11 years, the tank's dry.
Yeah, maybe our better days are behind us.
Puked out my last story.
I'm a 410 trick pony.
We should maybe we could start drilling in Alaska, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's got to be something there.
We got to move all the equipment up there.
Conversation shortage.
We got to kill the wildlife. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah, to go somewhere we haven't gone yet.
Exactly.
A finite number of talent. Can you imagine? It's like the NBA. It's like I'm an All-American in high school, in college, and then in the pros.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You're done.
See, we're not stupid. We will ride you motherfuckers all the way to 11.
Well, that's the good thing. That's the great thing about. I'm telling you now. Not to blow you guys. I don't need to. I know you guys long enough. But that's the one thing when I did the show over on in the other show. NEW. Is that you dudes will let I go, no one lets any comics come on for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and do absolutely act stupid.
Yeah.
For 2 hours. And it's like, you know what? Thank God, man.
It just seems to work.
You got to be secure in what you do, Yeah. We brought this up many times. At the end of the day, I mean, I got a lot of phone calls yesterday how great the show was. I didn't personally do much yesterday. You killed.
Well,
but I get the credit at the end of the day. Anthony gets the credit. We get the credit.
I believe that that whole Seinfeld kind of thing where it's like he never was funnier than anybody. But it's like he's the star. You're never going to be bigger than the star or the show.
That's
ever.
what amazes me about Seinfeld.
The name on the
because he gets all the credit. But I mean, come on,
he was
Jason
never
Alexander.
the funniest dude on the show. Never
Jason
was he the funniest
Alexander
dude.
Killed on Seinfeld.
They were hilarious people, but it's like he's the man.
But he's the man to look at as no, you were the guy.
Yeah, man. So that's why I love coming. It's just I love that shit. It's funny, man, to come in and talk shit.
I know, just talk shit.
And then the creepiness of some goddamn trucker going, hey, I heard that the bird flew. It's like, what are you doing, you creepy motherfucker? Who are you?
The whole medium really is a little creepy, isn't it?
We're entertaining a mass murderer right now. There's a dude with some body somewhere doing, goddamn, those they are really funny guys.
There's a dude sawing up a body right now, laughing, and just
you think he's doing like right now, sawing it up with us blasting in the background.
Somebody in the back going,
He's got
like some Reservoir Dog cut the ear off scene going on, but we're playing on the radio.
He's got his Mi-Fi on, and he's just digging a shallow grave somewhere in the middle of the woods.
Hey, have you guys ever had somebody do that in your career, like call and go, help me, fellas, help me.
We had a false alarm on some guy that said he murdered some people.
Yeah.
But he turned out to just be a psycho.
We had detectives and everything. Eddie. This guy Eddie called up and basically admitted to killing all sorts of drug dealers and burning up their bodies. He was so believable.
Very detailed.
So believable that the detective showed up.
And what made you know he was faking?
We didn't know until
we had no idea for a day or two. We had camera crews all over the place. It was about to break to become a huge story. And then I guess the detectives found the guy and went to his house.
Realized he was just a lunatic.
And I guess the guy answered the door in his underwear, and basically the detectives were like, this guy couldn't do shit. They just knew.
He had stories of Colombian drug dealers that he was killing in warehouses, setting their bodies on fire and just leaving a burning pile of ash there.
It was very believable.
And he was calling for your help?
Pretty good.
Like, to
no, he was just kind of bragging.
Well, no, Stalker Patty needed a place to live.
Oh, right, and he was opening up his house to her.
And he called, said, I'll take Stalker Patty in, and then we just started asking him.
We wanted to know his background. See if she was safe, and his background turned out a little wacky.
So the camera crews and everything, they were all set up and ready to go, and then they got the word that this guy was just a lunatic, and then they all just packed up their equipment and went home.
Yep.
The calls that, sometimes I come in and the calls, like, the truckers there's a lot of truckers, man.
Yeah. And every time I watch those Discovery Channel things or investigative reports, he was a trucker driving a lonely road where he picked up a hitchhiker, and you're like,
Large Marge.
Here it is. Just dumps our body in a shallow grave. And
hey, this is Crazy Raccoon in 10-4. Where you at? Oh, I'm in middle of Arizona, baby.
Hair fibers were found in the sleeper compartment of his truck. You know there's a few of them listening.
It's amazing when they do. I go, and the XM thing, which is great. Because it's like they driving all across country.
Yeah, the truckers are driving cross country, and they, it used to be a pain in the ass for them, changing stations every few miles. Now they could just, pop this on or anything else they like, music, and just listen.
Oh, they're keeping this whole thing alive, man.
There's some mad truckers out there, right?
Yeah. The truckers are keeping this whole satellite radio thing alive, and then it's growing from there, obviously. But the truckers are paying all the bills right now.
Yeah, you get those. It's amazing, man. I like that.
So, speaking of XM, really fast. A lot of people have figured out why we've been talking to the Apprentice people.
Oh, they saw that. I read that on the message board. It's like, now we see why the Apprentice was on the show.
I was giving hints.
Were you?
Yeah, I was saying.
Your hints stink, though. They turn into conspiracy posts.
I was giving hints going, oh, God, we got to talk to this guy. Oh, God, I got to watch the show tonight. Yeah. Ugh. Anyway, XM Satellite Radio takes center stage on Donald Trump's The Apprentice on NBC Thursday, a week from tonight. At 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Eric Logan featured all over.
ELO, our own ELO, is going to be on The Apprentice.
Next Thursday. Maybe
a celebrity.
Maybe he could call the show today and give us a little tease on what it's all about.
Maybe that's why he didn't answer my phone call last night.
You called ELO?
When you call ELO, how long before you get an ELO return phone call?
Seconds?
Yeah. I called ELO, still waiting on an ELO phone call. Nothing from ELO. I went through Don Wicklund, and nothing against Wicklund, but I had to go over Wiki's head.
About what?
I got to go over Wiki's head.
The whole Victoria's Secret thing?
No, I could give a flying fuck about that. We were told we were going to the Victoria's Secret thing. Fashion show
last night.
One of these celebrity things where you sit down and watch these whores parade up and down the runway, and it's hot, and then the press is there, so you get a little boost and stuff. It's the only reason any of the celebrities ever go to these things is, it's a publicity thing.
I don't know. It's Victoria's Secret, though, too.
Well, that's good, yeah. and we want to go, and we had an invite right up until,
No, we didn't.
we were
never
supposed
had
to.
an
Yeah, we
invite.
never had an invite.
We had a fake
realized we
invite.
never had an invite. Right up until, like, we were supposed to go. And then, you're not going. And I just wrote an email back to Wicklund. It was 2 simple words. Fuck everyone. That's what I wrote back to Don Wicklund. That was my email back to Wicklund. Of which, thank you, Don, I got a phone call from Don. But I left a message with Elo. I know that we are partnered with a wonderful corporation called General Motors, Opie.
That's right.
General Motors.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Yes, you know where we're going. But
found-
not in my SRX. We're going nowhere in that.
We found your door yesterday.
No,
we didn't
you
get to that
didn't.
call. Go ahead.
And absolutely, no, we didn't. I don't want a door off a 2004 dented up friggin' green door on my blue thing. It's a 2005 SRX. More entitlement here, yes. More angry entitlement.
I'm getting into the entitlement mode. I got to listen to Anthony.
I
Wait a minute, you
need
gotta give me
a
the background.
new
What's
door.
Wrong, what's wrong with his? What's wrong?
Now,
a little.
I got a Caddy SRX for my girlfriend. She drives it. So she's in the parking lot of one of these stores over there in Great Neck, and some Jew broad in a Lexus is coming out of one of the aisles. And
in a Lexus.
And hits the door of the SRX.
Jesus.
Okay.
Nothing big, but it dents the door and makes it so you can't even open the door anymore.
Okay.
Needs a new driver's side door.
A new one? They can't get somebody to undent it?
Undent? This is a 2005 vehicle. New fucking door.
Just undent.
And there is no undenting. It's curled. The hinges are fucked. I mean, it was hitting a perfect spot to fuck the door
There is
up.
undenting. We have to filter out entitlement.
No. When you drive around, you drive around uptown, and some Puerto Rican jumps out and goes, "You want me to take that dent out for you?" That's undenting. I've had that happen before. I had a Pathfinder with a dent in the back, and the guy's like, out of nowhere, I'm driving uptown, and he goes,
Anthony,
you want that dent taken out? No.
Anthony now lives as a fancy man.
He
lived in the trenches for many years. He ain't dealing with undenting anymore.
Here's the deal.
Patrice.
I don't want undenting. I don't want to use door.
A new door is as much as a car.
Insurance
He don't
company
give a
pays
fuck.
for it.
He doesn't give a fuck.
The insurance is paying for this. They already wrote a check. I have a check from Geico that is sitting on my desk at home. Yes, desk at home.
Wait a minute. Now here's the difference.
Yes.
Now here's a perfect example of
All right.
when you get entitled, how you miss out on other people's situations. The fact is that this Jew broad hit the car and stayed to exchange information.
Oh, yeah.
So that Geico could pay. Do you
It's
know
in
what
fucking
happens
Great Neck.
if someone dents my car door? I get it undented. You know why? Because I don't know who did it. They left. Or they shot me and said, "Don't you fucking open your mouth about this door," and they leave. So I gotta pay for my undented door. A new door is something I would never even
There's
think
two worlds
of.
out there, Patrice. Two worlds.
This is a.
How about a door that's a different color? Would you go that
No,
route?
I don't want. This is a 2005 Caddy.
So what does Elo have to do with this?
All right, here's where I'm going with it.
He's like a very busy man.
Here's where I'm
and
going.
now it looks like he's going to be a TV star.
Busy man. Well, let me tell you something, busy man. I'm going up top. I'm going to the top. Is this Eric Logan?
Si, senor.
Or is this the actor that plays Eric Logan?
Yeah, really.
I'm the stunt double.
Elo, my good friend.
Anthony, listen. I did get your message, and I apologize. I was going to call you today. If I would have known it had to do with the door, my God, I would have absolutely called you.
I think he's being sarcastic.
I'm being serious. I know people.
That's what I figured. I know Elo is a power guy. He knows if there's a partnership between XM and General Motors, Elo knows people at General Motors that can go to Detroit. Stop the assembly line. They pull that cord when someone gets their arm caught in the assembly line. They boop and work stops, and they will walk up, grab a door that is bound for an SRX, and mail it to me. That's the power I know of Elo. I need a door.
Now, what I find funny about this whole thing, that it took a personal problem for Anthony to call our big boss.
Finally call. I leave him alone because he's a busy man.
Holy
like you
crap.
said. He's a busy man.
Am I the only one obsessing about this radio show on a daily basis?
Here's the problem.
It's a personal problem for him to get a hold of the boss.
Here's the problem I had.
This guy runs XM?
Yeah.
The boss of XM, this guy. Elo.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He has he wields a fucking samurai sword.
So there's connections at XM and Ford or whatever?
GM and XM have a relationship together. They're in business together with the XM satellite radio going into the General Motors cars right on the assembly line. It's a beautiful thing. I love my car. I love my XM in my vehicle. It's wonderful.
Wait, so you're saying he should just go in and go, hey, Lee. As in Lee Iacocca?
Yeah, well, that's Dodge.
Hey, look,
I don't know who
Lee's going.
Way to go, Patrice.
You'll
be hired by XM tomorrow.
What are you going to do? What the fuck do I know?
I don't know who the boss is either. If I did, I'd have called him.
What white businessman runs what? I'm asking who Elo is.
The only reason I called Elo is because my day yesterday was like Roger and me. I was searching. I swear to God, I was that frustrated. I was searching for a top dog. I called my collision place that Geico sent me to.
Yeah.
And they said there are no doors anywhere for this vehicle. No doors.
Because they're not going to make a door without the car. It doesn't exist because they undent. Door is not a part.
Not on a brand new vehicle. You don't undent. You get a new door.
A gasket is a part. You know what a part is? Something you can take out yourself.
No
one can remove a door.
New goddamn door. How long does it take to press out a door in Detroit?
You know who deals with doors?
Who?
Puerto Ricans, man. People who you don't want to deal with.
I want a door that I know that the electronics are going to work. It's not like a door on an old friggin' Rambler. There's electronic work in there. You get a door without a dent, there could be 800 other things wrong with that door. There's a mirror system on that door that has to work properly. There's a cup holder. There's things on that door that could be so screwed up unless it's a brand new door.
Just throw the car away.
I came close. I called
the car away, dude. Patrice, don't even laugh. A week from now, we will find out that he threw the car away.
Let me give you the timeline.
He threw away a perfectly good couch because some kid might have
booger on it.
Might have wiped a booger on the couch.
No, he did. He wiped a booger.
But he never.
And then what? It might be bird flu on it, or
couldn't find the booger.
He couldn't find the booger.
Sitting on that couch, and that booger on that couch.
A child's booger?
Yeah,
child's booger.
But that's like a child's pee. It doesn't.
No.
It's like it's not.
It's not really.
It's not evil. It's not evil.
It doesn't have the good stuff yet.
Yeah,
disgusting.
A man's boogie is different, but a child's booger,
dude,
he's loving that booger.
He couldn't find the booger, which means the couch was obviously fine. That wasn't good enough for Anthony. He threw the couch away.
Gone.
Are you serious, dude?
Out in Z.
A nice couch.
Actually, the guy that came to haul it away to the garbage actually took it.
Yeah, this isn't a fraternity
real evil behind those beautiful eyes, man. I don't understand. Anthony, why is he like this, man? Opie?
I grew up.
He was different when I first met him.
The situation I had, actually, one example is me and Opie went to an event for a radio station that we were working at. We both drove there. As we left the event, we stayed late to talk to people, so the parking lot was empty. When we came out, he actually thought the car that I had driven there in was an abandoned car that was left in the woods of the parking lot. I had to park like on the periphery of the parking lot.
That was at Spooky World.
That was at Spooky World up in Massachusetts.
He got the last possible
spot, and it was like kind of in the woods.
Kind of in the woods up on a slight hill.
He thought it was an abandoned. He goes, "What are you walking towards that? Don't go there. That might be dangerous."
Oh, my God. Puerto Rican family
living in my car. In that car.
Right. It was my car.
That's my car.
That was my car.
So Anthony has come a long way, and he's a fancy person now, and I guarantee he'll just throw the car away.
No, and if I could continue with my timeline of events of yesterday, you will see I came close to throwing the car away.
So what you're going to do, you're going to undent it and then get rid of it?
No, I was just going to throw it away.
No, he's going to throw the car away.
At the place I bought it, though, which I also called. First, I called the collision place. They say there's no doors anywhere. They go, you got to call Caddy Customer Service. Okay, I call Caddy Customer Service. They go, you got to call a dealer. I call a dealer. The dealer then sends me to the parts department, which then calls everywhere. They have, like, the computer system for everywhere. And I hear the guy going, oh, boy. Oh, no. He's typing just, oh, brother. He goes, I checked everywhere. He goes, I checked even Mexico. He goes, there are no doors to this vehicle available anywhere.
Yeah, this is Jim from this. We're at 146 over here in New York. Is there? You guys got a door? We need a blue caddy door.
No doors available. No doors. I call up, they have me call him, and he goes, you know what? I got 2 that came up on my computer. One's in Alabama, another one is in Ohio. Here are the numbers. Call them. So now I'm on the phone with some hillbilly going, we got a door, but it's damaged up pretty bad. I go, all right, thank you. Same thing with the other place I called, damaged door.
They just got a door that's just like your door.
They just found a door, yeah, just like my door.
Because you know why, Anthony?
There's probably some poor son of a bitch in California called for my door.
Because it's the only time a door goes into the system is when there's damage and someone's looking for a door.
But
what they have is some asshole in Ohio is looking for a door.
Because some Jew broad hits my car, I gotta now have an old door.
Undented.
No, undented is old, damaged door. I want brand new door. Brand new car, brand new door. Just. So now I'm fuming.
Don't even bother.
Now I'm fuming. So now I call the place I bought the car at in Jersey, and I go to talk to my guy there, and he's gone because car dealers are like those guys in the old days with the covered wagons and the elixirs. This one is wonderful. It cures baldness and everything. And then you try to find him 2 seconds later. Oh, he's gone. That guy's gone. Car salesmen are scum of the earth, by the way. Just want to say that.
Well, can he do something? Can ELO
Well, I hadn't even gotten to the ELO point yet. So I call up the car dealership, and I call the head general sales manager, who's still there. And the woman goes, he's on vacation. He'll be back in 2 weeks. And then I start getting mad. I go, okay, when Michael left, who did he tap on the shoulder and say, you're in charge? Because that's who I want to talk to right now. She goes, well, I need to know your problem. So I explain the problem to her. She goes, you have to talk to parts first. I go, I don't want to talk to parts. They don't have my part. She goes, but if you talk to parts, then you can talk to the other guy. I go, and here's where I said I'm going to throw the car away. I go, because if this doesn't get resolved, I am driving this vehicle to your dealership at Jersey, dropping this piece of shit off at the front door, and you could deal with it. I'll stop making payments. When they say, why aren't you paying? I say, I gave it back. I gave it fucking back. I'm buying a goddamn Porsche Cayenne. You go fuck yourself with your SRX. I need a fucking door. And again, the big run around the parts guy again with the woof, making noises into the phone as he types. Finally told me, call up your collision place. Sent me in a big circle. I said, I called him already. It was over. I hung the phone up. I threw the phone. Said, motherfuckers. And then I go, you know, ELO. Let me call ELO. Relationship with General Motors. Perhaps someone on the inside can get me a door.
How many times have you called ELO before this?
I can answer that one for sure.
Oh, no.
Probably never.
This is the problem.
I've never called ELO.
Here's what you should have did. Call him 4 times before the door.
You guys see it the wrong way. You guys see it as I'm only calling because I need something. I see ELO as being so busy, I will look at other ways of solving a problem.
That's some pimp shit.
I am looking at other ways to solve. We've solved problems before without having to drag ELO in. We'll do it later. But this problem reached the point, and I tried, reached the point where I now have to go to the power broker, the guy that has relationships with higher-ups at General Motors, Eric Logan, to help me out getting a door.
Now, ELO, can you get yourself a door?
You know, I can, actually. And that's why I don't think there's any doors left, because it's sort of like, you know, how you have extra CDs or record companies. They have extra doors in General Motors. They're just laying around.
ELO, there's got to be a way that someone could just snatch one off the line, the big assembly line.
I don't see this to be a problem.
You don't?
I don't. I mean, it's a door.
I love this man.
People have problems. People go to stores. I need a door. I need a new engine. Need a hood.
But I've been through the whole thing where I went through every avenue to try to get a door, and they say there just aren't any. They're what they call back ordered. So there's a whole bunch of people, I guess, waiting for a door.
That's what the problem is. If something's back
I need to be.
It means you're in the wrong place in the line to get the door.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I need to get up in the queue a bit further. I need to be at the front of the door line.
I wish I could call a white man and get me a door. To even think to even think to do that, man. I'm just getting the PBA cards. This is what my career. My career is getting
so
me.
1995.
Exactly. They rip PBA
He walks
cards.
around with a police plaque on his car.
With a cop on his head.
Is there any way through your relationship with General Motors that maybe my spot in the line could be moved up a little further to help? Because I love to get on and talk well about General Motors and the vehicles that I bought. I have 2 General Motors vehicles, 2 Cadillacs. I have my Escalade, which I'm very happy with. I love it. I love the XM unit in there. The way it's integrated into the whole navigation system. I love it. And then
XM comes with the whole thing now.
And the SRX, the same thing. It's a great vehicle.
I got a Z70. I got a Suburban. I didn't get built-in XM. I got a 2004.
2004.
You gotta get something that's dated after 1985.
I got a 2004 Z71.
2004. You need a 2005.
Well, you need to call Elo.
You got to upgrade.
Yeah. Hey, Elo.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me get an XM.
Click. Oh, what happened to Elo? He's gone.
Eric, I would be indebted to you.
All I want is a little old radio. I don't want no goddamn door.
Who's the president?
Right now.
Who's the president of General Motors these days? I don't know.
The chairman is a guy named Rick Wagner.
Rick Wagner, who I love the guy. Rick Wagner, please, if I could just get a door. I really need this door.
Yeah.
And I need a windshield wiper.
I'm going to make this a priority. I'm going to work on this door this morning. I may actually before the end of the show.
Yeah, Thank you so much. It is the front driver's side door.
Of a 2005 SRX.
2005. Blue chip is the color. SRX.
Blue chip SRX. Got it.
Yes. Eric, thank you so very much.
We got to talk to Eric about The Apprentice, too. That's happening next Thursday.
Anthony, do you want me to focus on The Apprentice or your door?
Right now, The Apprentice, because you're the star here.
Oh, please. It's radio, so.
Huh?
While I'm at, I'm going to grab you a radio when I just go for the gift bag.
People are calling me a door diva. How can I be a door diva?
Yes, man. I cannot believe I'm watching this, man.
New door. You know, I love how we can open up windows to each other's world, Patrice. You have shown me things. Well, that night at the Halloween party when we talked about relationships. And you were talking about your girl, and I had no comprehension of how you treat your woman, how she treats you, the relationship there. It was a window to a world I have no clue about. And this now is opening up a little of the white man
I would never think, even if I had a friend that knew how to get doors, I wouldn't go, let me call my man, he can get me a door and shit. I would go, damn, where can I go to get this goddamn door fixed and this dent out of it without them smashing up inside or stealing something out of my car?
New door.
Because I look in where they put the doors, there's a lot of springs, there's all type of
gadgetry.
And I go, this can't come off. Why would I even think about taking this shit off?
There are people that know where every piece goes, Patrice. They take it off, and it's not even like they have spare parts left over.
When did you think to get a door? Like, when did you think that you would get a new door?
The second I got the call that the door was hit, it was in my head, new door.
New door?
Not used door.
But how do you
not
go from
collision door.
The shittiest car that someone's scared to get in to there's process in life.
The first car I got after my piece of crap was a what did I have? A Cougar.
Oh, that's right.
I had a Cougar.
A black Cougar?
Black Cougar, tinted windows, this thing, and it was my first new vehicle I've ever owned.
He pimped it up, too. He pimped it out.
I loved this thing. And since then, I've been a fancy driving man. I need a fancy vehicle.
His first car, he just left on the side of the road.
Yeah, it blew up in Mamaroneck, that one that looked abandoned, and I just got out and left it there.
And rented a U-Haul, I think.
I went to a U-Haul place because I knew you could rent it for like $29 one way, and just rented a U-Haul, drove that the rest of the way home, and left my car there.
Isn't that
probably
illegal?
still in Mamaroneck.
Well, it's probably not a good thing to do.
Yeah, because you have to
It was before I was fancy.
But how'd you learn how to get new doors? Like, I would not know to ask this.
It's just as your bank account goes up, you learn these things.
You just learn these things. I'm still at dented door level.
Dented door. Patrice, I pray for you that someday you will insist on a new door.
I'll call Elo. Man, listen, you know anybody I know? I need somebody to help get a dent out.
I need a new door.
I know this Puerto Rican that works for XM.
Let's get back to Elo. So Elo, The Apprentice, next Thursday.
Yes, Betty.
You're the big star, huh?
I don't know if I'm the big star. It's Donald's show. There's really no star bigger than him, though. So.
And rumor has it we might get Donald on our show next week.
I think we're going to make that happen. I think you're going to get the Trumpster Thursday morning on your show, like 7:10, 7:15.
Whoa! But a week from tonight, The Apprentice is all about XM, and Eric Logan's one of the judges. Lee Abrams down there in Washington, another
Do you get to
judge.
mouth off to anybody?
You know what? I mouthed off about some people to Lee because the goof-up that happens, which is actually a pretty big one, makes it real easy for us to make our decision. So,
what was the big goof-up? Being in control of the Opie and Anthony marketing plan?
No, it's a small goof-up, but this is a big goof-up, though. This was I'm still under an NDA, so I really can't disclose a lot of things.
All right, we just know that it's all about XM next Thursday on The Apprentice.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, the two teams have to pick up they have to pick out an artist. And they have some artists, and they have to write a song. They have to produce a song. They have to pitch Lee and Lisa and I, and then we choose which one of these two records based upon airplay on the air, because we actually did it on the air back in earlier this year. And callers called up and talked about the two songs, and then we make a choice of which one it is, and whichever one gets added to the playlist wins, and then the other team has to go to the boardroom.
That's very, very cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
And XM Canada?
XM Canada coming soon.
And we're part of the programming lineup?
I am staring at a channel lineup right now that says The Opie and Anthony Show. So
wow.
Yeah.
Now, see? This is a guy that gets things done. Eric Logan.
Absolutely.
Well, Eric Logan promised we'd have a bigger audience than Howard, and he's proven it on a daily basis. Also,
and you'll have it again.
Also, the DirecTV deal starts Monday, right?
Starts on the 15th, yeah. So is that Monday or Tuesday?
Oh, starts on the 15th.
Yeah,
we're going to be heard on DirecTV as well. Any other
households?
Any other big things going on with XM?
Tons of big things. Tons of big things. I'm working on.
Don't. Not when I need stuff. Eric. By the way, that was Opie hanging up on you, not Anthony. I have total faith in you, and I would never have hung up like that. Respect. What a scumbag. He asks him a question.
He falls for it every time.
And every time he answers, and every time you hang up.
What's the big things going on?
He's such a scumbag.
Well, in 2 weeks, we have a...
Click.
What the... What?
He's still talking, too.
Do you think he hangs up his phone very uncomfortably, or you think he just like, that's just what they do?
Some guys, if he listens to the show. Man.
No, I think it's more of an uncomfortable thing.
Next phone call.
He does this. He clears it.
Yeah.
Let's see what my next thing to do today is.
Next call, HP. Let me just say that.
HP.
If this one doesn't go through, next call is to HP himself, Hugh Panero. I'm going up, but I have total faith in Elo.
Now,
Elo will get me my door.
Lee Iacocca once run for it, or once run GM?
I think he worked many years before he picked up Dodge. He worked for some other company.
I think he was in the mailroom of...
yeah, like on the assembly line.
Or something, yeah.
A line worker. What? Who is...
That's Blue, Anthony.
That's Blue?
That's one of the famous homeless guys.
From Homeless Shopping Spree?
Yeah, everyone knows Blue.
Yes, that is Big Blue.
Couldn't find Tippy Tom, could you?
Not this morning.
Have you seen him lately?
I
Oh,
have.
you have?
Well, he was supposed to show up at the Halloween bash that we had, and I kept reminding him every day for about 3 weeks, and I saw him...
I'll be there!
I saw him the Saturday before it, and I says, you know what Monday is, right? And he says, yeah, Thanksgiving.
So, yeah, there's a little problem keeping track of the holidays. The homeless really don't care. No. It's a holiday. Really doesn't mean much for them.
So instead today, since we're working on homeless shopping again, I got Big Blue. And,
Big Blue.
Yeah, I think we're doing homeless shopping spree this year. Yes.
Yeah.
Pulling out one of the standards.
In like, what, 3 years?
Yeah.
Pulling out one of the standards.
Yeah, and like us, Big Blue was on a break as well. He was been in prison for 3.5 years.
What? Oh, really? Like the time we were off the air, he was in prison?
Don't even tell us for what. We'll do a little interview with Big Blue.
Is he very coherent today?
Yeah, he's not bad.
All right.
What is he on today? Because he's...
just booze.
Just booze.
What's he listening to?
Slow jams.
Slow jams?
Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll talk about that after the break.
All right.
Let's say hi to Bob in New York City. Bob, what's up?
Bab.
Hello.
Hey, man.
Go ahead, Bob.
I got a deal for Anthony. I don't know why he keeps crying. I got 3 matches. 2 two in Queens and one in Brooklyn.
Yeah, brand new?
Brand new. They'll take them right off the truck and bring them right into you. They got the mirrors, the cup holders, everything.
There is the cup holders.
Do you need wheels? He's got 4 beautiful chrome wheels with gold cap.
I don't need wheels. All I need is a door.
So we can get the door.
Now, what are you, legitimate, or are you in Brooklyn just taking doors?
He gets them tonight.
Yeah, he gets them tonight.
Let's go to Nate in Brooklyn.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, Nate.
Good morning, Black Jimmy. Hey, Anthony.
Yeah.
What's the matter with you? You flaunting the white connections in front of a black guy? Come on.
Yeah, we're kind of letting the secrets out over here.
Seriously, one more misstep and you're out of the club.
Didn't I tell you that I have a P.H.D. in crackers? You understand? I grew up in Boston. You're ridiculous, Black Jimmy. Ouch, you asshole. You don't hurt. I've been white. I have white. You see my back? It looks like LeVar Burton from Roots. And I'm still standing tall. I know about white connections. I just didn't know to order a door.
Now you know.
Jesus. And what's the upgrade from PBA? It's FOP, right?
Oh, yeah, the Fraternal Order.
Yeah.
Sergeants.
Is that an upgrade? I gotta get that.
You get the lieutenant's card. He drives around with a plaque.
I just don't want to, I just don't want to, be entitled with my white connections. Like, I need a door. God damn it. Give me a door.
I do. You know, it sounds like I'm entitled, or I feel I have this entitlement because I just come out on the air like that and say it. But there was so much work that went on for a good 3 weeks that I did at home on the phone before this blow-up. I was trying my darndest.
You know how I would ask for a door if I knew a person to give me one? I would go, if I knew you could give me a door in there, I go, I know this sounds crazy. But I
come across like, damn it.
I was hoping I could get a. Do they have doors? Do they have extra doors?
Let's say hi to Heather. Heather.
Hey, is Anthony the door diva?
Door diva. I need a door.
Punch it out.
All right, very good.
Door diva.
They just kept running me around and around nowhere, making phone calls, and I figured Elo's the guy to go to.
All right, well.
Well, can you get the dent fixed and then go look for the new door?
No, there's
at least
no
so you can drive it around.
Dent.
No, he just wants a new door.
It's not a dent that, you take the plunger and pull it out. It's creased and curled by the hinge to the point where the door doesn't shut anymore. It's that bad. The door is done. Spent.
All right. Enough about the door.
Enough about the moose.
Enough about the door. Yeah, enough about the moose. Very good. All right, we're going to take our first break. We got to get to the Tyra Banks stuttering special today.
Yeah.
Also, man, it's been sitting in front of us for a few days now. The Dateline Online Predator thing. Holy crap. Did you see this show?
I did not see it. I heard some clips.
Dateline rented a house in a really nice suburb, and then they did the online chat and got these predators.
With some pedophiles. Posing as children. They get the pedophiles, and then they invite them over the house, and when they walk in, there's a Dateline camera crew asking them, hey, what's your problem, bud?
What the fuck you doing here?
What are you doing trying to hook up with a young boy? And instead of turning and running, they actually sit there and talk to the guy.
Well, they can't run because at that point, I guess because it's news, they're going to show the footage on TV. You're not signing releases.
How about running, though?
Well,
they're getting as little camera time as possible.
I'll explain that. They don't really say what it's for at first.
Is the camera hidden, or is it right in front of their face?
The reporter just kind of all of a sudden walks into the kitchen. And it's like, hey, bud.
Hey, what are you doing?
Hey, bud.
Hey, bud, what's your problem?
What are you doing here? And then they talk for a while, get some info out of him, and then they explain what it's for, and then they start, running.
Freaking out a little bit.
But at that point, it's too late. They got a rabbi. They got Naked Guy is the star of the show.
Naked Guy.
Naked Guy.
I haven't heard about.
They convinced this guy to come to the house with beer for a kid and get naked in the garage. I haven't laughed this hard in a long time.
Oh, what an ass. I got to see the video.
So then they got video, of the kitchen, and all of a sudden Naked Guy walks into the kitchen. And there's the report, like, what the hell are you doing?
With the ball blur?
They blur out a pixelated nutsack.
With the pixelated balls.
And the reporter, just disgusted, hands him a towel, looking away like, cover yourself, and then we'll talk.
But not only was he naked for a child.
Yeah, for a kid with beer.
Whew. That's the highlight, right, Nathaniel?
Yeah,
screw the rest of it. We can play it right now, all right?
Yeah, let's hear.
Man told to come in naked.
And what do they use? Chicks for the voice of the young boys or something?
Yeah, they actually used a chick that sounded kind of like a little kid, I guess.
What, the girl who plays Bart Simpson?
It's never a child, people. I don't know who's still getting caught. Who is still getting... They're the same people that are, like, sending their bank accounts numbers to Nigeria?
Yeah.
Because there's a fortune there that has to be sent over to the U.S.?
My roommate almost got caught up in that.
Stop it.
Yeah, sent a sexy picture of a Nigerian girl. Hey, they kidnapped me, and they said I have to stay at this hotel until I get $4,612.
Sorry, you can be there a while.
You know, I think we should go through this whole thing because
most of these are pretty good.
Yeah, this is a really good thing. And then there's a little twist and a surprise as far as the naked guy goes.
Ooh.
You guys didn't see the show? All right, I'll keep it at that. You won't believe what happens to naked guy at the end of this thing. Here's the first clip.
We enlisted the help of volunteers from a vigilante organization called Perverted Justice. Volunteers of this controversial group are experts at pretending to be children online in order to catch and expose potential predators. And in most states, soliciting a minor for sex is still a crime, even if it turns out the minor is really an adult posing as a child.
He had to stop at the bank first.
While some in law enforcement strongly oppose any civilian group conducting sting operations, Perverted Justice volunteers say they are often able to provide authorities, from local police to the FBI, evidence to build cases and get convictions.
Let's go to Guido real fast in Philly. Guido.
Oh, yo, guys, what's going on?
Hey, man.
Guido.
See, the Egyptian guys wanted to buy the house, so a 13-year-old's going to sell them the house?
Yeah, they all come up with some crazy excuses why they're there, and you know, the reporter or whatever from Dateline's like, no, we got the transcript. You weren't coming here to buy the house. You weren't coming here to do this. You were coming here because you thought you were going to have sex with an underage boy.
No one's there for a kid touch your sex.
The thing was hilarious to watch. I hate to admit,
but that's the thing. Is like, okay, just one little psychological thing. It's like they said the little girl this supposed little girl or little boy goes, come on over to my house. Sure, I'm going to come on over to your house, little boy. Your house? Not a meeting at Inspiration Point or Al's Diner or something, but at your house?
Yeah.
Like what? My mommy's not home. How do you end up doing that?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing where you go, are you stupid?
Dude, they're so sexed up into a froth. They're just they're pumping. Just the thought that they are going there to have some sex with a kid all logic goes out of their head.
Oh my God!
They lose their minds.
Yeah, come on in, sit down, have a little. I have some toy cup tea and some.
Oh yes, of course.
And I have what's the Easy Bake Oven cookies? Have a seat, naked man.
Here we go. Here's the next clip.
So how do Perverted Justice operatives find potential sexual predators? First, they go into chat rooms, usually through AOL or Yahoo, and set up a profile of a 12, 13, or 14-year-old. A profile that often includes a photo of a child obviously underage, like this one provided by the girl's mother. Then the decoys wait to be contacted by an adult. In order to avoid the appearance of entrapment, they never make the first contact. But once a chat begins, the undercover operatives make it known they're open to the possibility of sex. A few decoys even seem eager.
How quickly do these conversations turn sexual?
Sometimes very quickly. As soon as the conversation is, hi, my name is, I'm 14 years old or 13 years old, and the gentleman will then say, look at this, and send you a picture or say something else. And that would be the crime right there.
Just can't wait.
Look at, hi, how old are you? 14? Here's my cock. Picture of my cock. Not even like a fine how do you do or anything.
Like no tact, even for the kids. It's like even a little kid will go, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah. Hey there, fella.
Dude.
I just
talk about baseball for a while.
You're going to get some. You're going to get some.
Calm down.
Let's kiss for damn excited.
Just got home from school. I'm 14 years old, and can I put it in your ass? What?
He's a turn-off.
Jeez, what classes you taking?
I thought older men were supposed to be cool.
Yeah.
Get out of here, man.
Be a little smooth.
That is a great angle. Right to it, man.
Damn. And then the guy has pedophile voice. The guy doing the thing, it's like, he has that look at creepy voice.
Well, now we get into some of the audio of the pedophiles. Listen to this.
Here's a 46-year-old who calls himself the Sphinx 59.
Yeah.
He thinks he's talking to a 12-year-old girl named Sarah. It takes him only 4 minutes of chatting online to ask her, "Are you a virgin?" She says she is, and then he asks if she's ever performed oral sex. In this chat, as in many other men's chats, things get much more graphic and disgusting.
As soon as those boundaries are crossed, in a lot of ways, the chat tends to get a lot more explicit very quickly.
This man, VA male 69 2005, who's 28, thinks he's talking to Erin, a 14-year-old. He asks her bra size, if she shaves anything other than her legs, and says there's just something about a teen body.
I'm 14, my name is Erin, and I'm a cheerleader. Shave your pussy! Shave that snatch!
My girl is a hoe. I still have to talk to her, like, a little bit. Like, I have to go, hey, babe, what you doing later?
Guys are fucking...
I can't even say that to my girl.
Name is Kathy, and I like puppy dogs. And I'm a virgin. You suck a cock? Suck that cock. Jesus, what happened to me? I meant to type in, "Oh, nice to meet you," and "What school do you go to?" and I don't know. My name is Brittany, and I'm only 12 years old, and I like pop music. Lick your ass! You need an ass licking? Love licking teen ass. How about just, why? You like Barbie? Yeah, something.
Yeah.
So,
think
right
Ken's
to it.
cute. Think King Dolls are cute.
Yeah, suck that cock.
So
Oh, my God.
So at this point, they got the house that they rent, and they got the cameras ready to go, and now these guys are starting to show up at the house, convinced that they're going to meet some underage boy or girl.
Once a predator has made it clear he wants sex with a minor and makes a date for the liaison, the crime has already been committed.
Wow.
He doesn't even have to show up. But will he?
Knock, knock.
The answer is yes.
Knock, knock.
But
Who's
this
there?
man, once he sees me and not a teen, realizes he's made a big mistake and runs for the door.
Hey, how are you? Just come on. Whoa. Hey, you're not going to want to do that, I don't think.
Here's another guy who doesn't stay long.
Hey, how are you?
Good, I'd like so.
Good. Why don't you have a seat right over here?
No, thank you.
I'd like to ask you some questions.
He makes a beeline out to the garage, barely touches the stairs, and with his arms flailing, runs down the driveway and down the street. Clearly...
Just run away.
How quick did his rod go away when the Dateline guy pokes his face and boop? Oh. You gotta have a guy with balls that stands there and goes, "Is your daughter home?" That's who I was talking to.
They should have a midget standing there with the back turned like Sylvester Stallone from that movie. What's it?
Nighthawks.
Nighthawks, and just turn around and go, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Hey, you sicko.
What the? Yeah, a little blonde-haired midget, like the one from fucking Total Recall.
And then the camera just does a close-up, back-up look.
Leaves a silhouette of him with his arms flailing on the front door as he ran through it like a cartoon.
He runs through like Donald Duck. Daffy Duck is a shape of...
You see his arms, legs, and his boner.
It's the shape of a pedophile in the house. him and his shadow. Him and his shadow leaves one, too. Wow.
A little bit of curly smoke follows him.
Oh, my God, man.
Still into it there, big boy?
We got Tom on Long Island. Tom.
Hey, guys. Anybody pick up how much this guy sounds like Casey Kasem?
Yeah, it does sound a little like Casey Kasem.
Coming in at number 5, a 12-year-old.
He does really. The Dateline guy is creepy.
Yeah, here we go. The rest of that clip.
Clearly, this man knows he's done something wrong. So does this guy.
I'm sorry. See, this is all myself.
No, I want to talk to you for a minute.
No, I'm sorry.
No, I want to talk to you.
No, I'm sorry.
He also makes a run for it, but he didn't come in a car, so he keeps running and running, presumably back to a bus station, trying desperately to hide his face. It may look funny, but what these men had in mind based on their internet chats was anything but. Most of the online conversations were so explicit, we can't even begin to show you.
Really?
That last guy's really funny because he's running away, and so Dateline hops in a van and starts following him.
Oh, no.
And then he just busts out an umbrella and holds it over his head while he's sprinting away.
They didn't commit a crime by just showing up?
They did.
They already committed the crime.
But Dateline's not a law enforcement agency, and this other company, or not company, but these people that have this website, what is it called?
Perverted Justice.
Perverted Justice. They do this. They don't have any jurisdiction, or they're not legally. They can't arrest the guy, I guess. So
no cop was available just to.
No, I guess
at least a cop to sit down and to say, "Look, dude, I can arrest you." So
oh, I'm sure they're going to be, looking for these guys, and
plus their lives
get
ruined.
Yeah, the lives are wrecked.
This is on Dateline. Imagine going back to work after this.
Hey, I saw you on TV.
Hey,
I was joking.
Yeah, it was a joke. I knew Dateline was there.
Here's the guy that tried to get out of it by saying he was buying the house or something.
Buying the house.
From a 13-year-old boy. I don't know. Let's listen in.
How's it going? Good. Why don't you have a seat?
Thank you, sir. Nice seeing you.
What you doing here?
His name is Aladdin. He lied online about his age, saying he was 35. He's really 46. And instead of admitting he came here for a date with a 12-year-old girl, he says he's here to look at real estate. Later, he decides to come clean.
Why did you really come here?
To see what's her name, Sarah.
Sarah.
Yes.
Sarah. And you were talking with Sarah online?
Yes.
So all that other stuff in the house and all that was all a big fat lie?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know how old Sarah is?
No.
He tries to convince me that the girl, Sarah, is 18, even though his own words tell a different story.
You say you're 35, male, and you say where you're from. She says she's 12. You say, oh, you're real young. You like older men? Depends, I guess. You ask her about her former boyfriends. Did she ever give them oral sex? She says yes. She tells you here that she's 12 years old. What is that number right there? What does that say? 12, yeah.
I'm dyslexic.
So that 18 thing is a lie as well.
Not 21?
21?
Then Aladdin apparently begins to feel faint.
What are you doing?
And lies down on the kitchen floor.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Do you want your water?
Of course he felt faint.
That nigga was looking for that genie. He started rubbing his dick 3 times. Oh, genie, where you at, nigga? I got
Where's my flying carpet? Take me away. Only 12 years old. I am Aladdin.
I think his name was Aladdin.
Aladdin. Oh. You know that wasn't his real name. Oh, stop.
You're a kid toucher. You're a kid toucher. You're a filthy whore.
You can get a doggy style, you can get a lean on your side. Those are your only choices. My house and I get to sing.
You're a kid toucher.
Show me how you suck a guy's cock. The last time I'm going to ask you.
You're a filthy whore.
Show me with your mouth. Show me with your mouth.
Torture! That's torture!
Goddamn rich cunt!
Liar, whore, and you know it.
Here I am, lucky you will be molested.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
said, I can smell your cunt.
Oh, my God. Do you want to kiss me or? You blew it!
We're cakes for nothing! Stop laughing at me! Stop laughing at me! You stop laughing at me! Stupid! You're so stupid!
Don't just stare at it, eat it.
You're a little... That's right, you're a bitch, and I bet you'd like to suck it, wouldn't you? You blew it!
You use your tongue prettier than a $20 whore.
All right, body rock!
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get laid.
Who's in the hole?
Beast. You savage. Come on, bark like a dog for me.
Gotta love this satellite radio, huh, Patricia?
You get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
Shame, 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 shame on you.
Oh, my God. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, cutie pie.
Good morning.
Stop whining. Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Jesus, this ain't happening, man. This can't be happening, man. This ain't happening.
And they mostly come at night. Mostly.
Fucking Aladdin, Jesus.
Oh,
he gets fainted. Has to lay down.
That was all in his head.
Poor Aladdin.
Poor Aladdin. Oh, man. He couldn't wait to, like, show off with that name.
Of course.
Oh,
I'm Aladdin.
Me. I'm Aladdin. Is that your real name?
Another man, 56-year-old Simba, came in. Of course he did. Hakuna Matata, who the fuck are you? Means no worries for the rep. What the fuck, Dateline?
Hakuna.
What the fuck? Where's the 12-year-old?
Hakuna Matata. No worries.
He's at the door. Knocking. It's gonna be great. No worries. The rest of your day. Oh, of course.
He's flipping a fucking coin.
It's like a zoot suit. He's spinning his watch, flipping a coin down the street. Get me a 12-year-old tonight.
Walking like the frog. Hello, my baby.
Hello, why don't you take a seat here and talk to us for a while?
What the fuck? Who the?
What the?
Hakuna Matata might mean no worries, but this, I'm fucked.
Hakuna Matata.
I got a lot of worries. For the rest of your days.
He's tipping his top hat.
The philosopher. What the fucking?
Wet,
who the?
Wet thumb in the corner of his eye.
Oh, yeah.
What the? Who?
Looking at himself in the reflection and the knocker on the door. Yeah. Look for any boogers. Kids don't like boogers. Hakuna Mahu. Hakuna Matata. It means not do.
Hakuna Ma.
Hakuna Ma 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 Ma.
Hakuna Ma what?
It means I'm fucked.
Oh shit. Hakuna Ma what?
My philosophy.
No. Oh, my name is Simba. Aladdin. Aladdin. Oh, that nigga couldn't wait to be sexy. How you doing, baby? If you rub something 3 times, a genie won't pop out.
Beauty and the Creep.
Oh, my goodness. Hakuna
what the wah Dateline. This ain't good.
Henchman from Brooklyn on the instant feedback. Was he looking for a lad in his bed?
Yeah, a lad in his bed. Oh, my God. Aladdin. He did not come there and his name was Aladdin.
Wow. Wouldn't it be funny if one of these sickos actually says while walking through the door, Opie and Anthony on XM Satellite Radio. All right, let's go to the next clip from the Dateline Predator special.
There's more Predator. Hakuna Matata.
You better just sit there for another half hour.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. Yeah, let's just go to the clip.
Meet VA Male 69 2005. He's the one who said there's just something about a teen body. He's 28 and thinks he's talking to a 14-year-old. He chatted online for more than a week with our decoy and slowly introduced more and more depraved sexual requests. He even says he wants to involve a dog.
Come on. Stop it. Wants to involve a dog.
And when this guy comes in next, he twitches the entire time. He looks like he's trying to kiss something the whole time. He's like furrowing his face and pursing his lips the entire time.
By the way, we still haven't gotten to Naked Guy.
Oh.
I haven't laughed that hard in 6 months, and we still haven't got to Naked Guy with that little twist at the end of the show. Here we go.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Why don't you have a seat right around that stool?
Dog guy.
What's happening?
Not much.
What are you here for?
Just coming to talk to him.
Coming to talk to who?
That's it.
Why are you so nervous?
That's it.
I just get nervous. I was coming to talk to Erin.
How old is Erin?
She didn't tell me.
Try again.
The lying motherfucker.
I saw 14.
So you thought it was okay to come here to see a 14-year-old girl?
No, I didn't.
And you say, would you ever try anal? Ouch, that's like it could hurt. I'd have done right. You have to be very gentle with that. Quite a Romeo.
I'm a lonely guy. What can I say?
He's more than just a lonely guy. We did a background check on VA Male, and it turns out his real name is Joe Wunderler, an Army sergeant stationed at Fort Belvoir at the Intelligence and Security Command.
I've never done anything. I'm trying to get help.
He was.
What are you doing to get help?
Seeing a psychiatrist right now.
Well, it doesn't look like it's working too well based upon all this.
I just started talking to him.
I mean, this gets pretty freaky here. You talk about sex acts with a dog.
It's one of the reasons why I'm trying to get help, because I've gotten into fetishes that I know aren't right.
I guess you're going to tell me next that this is the very first time you've done something like this.
Actually, it is. I'm serious.
Sure he is. Wow. They all have the same thing. It's the first time. They don't know how old she is at first, and then they kind of fess up to it.
And they're also in therapy to deal with it.
Yeah, dealing with it.
All right, we got Naked Guy, but first, it's the rabbi.
Oy.
They caught a rabbi, too.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning in an AOL chat room. This 54-year-old man, screen named Red BD, messages a 13-year-old boy named Conrad, saying, "I'm prowling for young men." What he goes on to say in the pictures he sends are so graphic, we had to carefully edit them before putting them on television.
These pictures, the one they could show, it's all you can see is his face, and his entire mouth is blacked out.
Really?
So I can't imagine what's going on there, that they had to black out the mouth only.
Dreidel, 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 I'll shove it up your ass. Dreidel. They blocked his mouth out because he was saying such depraved...
No, it was the picture. I can only assume there was something in his mouth that's not supposed to be there on TV.
Oh, no. Is that it?
I can only assume. Why else would you block out only the mouth?
Was it a curly Q, Jew?
No, it was just...
Did he look like a rabbi? Was he in his rabbinical clothing?
No, he was in his street clothes.
But he had that rabbi look.
Does he use the excuse he thought the kid needed a circumcision or something and he was just there? I'm a male.
I smell skin, and I don't like it. I want it gone.
Part 2 of this.
And as you'll hear when we read from his chat log, it's clear Red BD knows what he's doing is wrong.
You're only 13?
Yeah.
That's rape.
Dude, I tell you that before.
Yes, I remember.
Oh, okay.
Just, you're so young. I've never been with a young man like you, but I would like to.
I'd love to rub your penis like a mezuzah.
All right. You know what? Let's take a break and we'll continue with this because we're halfway done.
Halfway? Oh,
like half?
Yeah, we got the naked guy next.
Means no worries for the rest of your day.
We'll get right into naked guy after the break. How's that sound?
Fantastic.
Anthony Virus. Get infected.
I want to know why
I got the audio, by the way.
Why is Al-Qaeda or El-Qaeda or whatever, what is it with Bali? Did, like, some Al-Qaeda guy have, like, a bad vacation there or something? I mean, what the fuck? I thought it was, like, a vacation, like, tiki torches and shit. I mean, like, what, are they going to, like, blow up Senor Frogs in fucking Cancun next?
There's some kind of huge terrorist activity down there, over there. It just, I don't know why either. There's a lot of Muslims, is what it is. A lot of Muslims down there.
Ramadan stuff.
What's that, Derek? Derek knows that?
No, it's supposed to be one of the, it's like second largest Muslim nation or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of Muslims.
Yeah, it's like the Muslim Hamptons.
Is it? Vacation there.
You know what I love about this show? If you have a mic in front of you, you could be an expert on something.
Yeah, isn't that great?
It's like Dirk is an expert on
That's very high concentration of the Muslims down there.
I know, because I've been studying this for the last 10 years.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I got to get back to the horse fuck video.
Right. That's what I love about it.
Like that Encyclopedia Britannica commercial from the 80s. I was a kid doing a research report on space.
Yeah.
Remember that fucking thing?
He knows a little bit about everything, too.
I listen to all the talk shows and I watch the pundits on TV and I'm like, what makes him an expert? Just because there's a camera on him?
A microphone.
Right.
That's it.
The microphone.
Derek had confidence.
I don't know shit. I don't know shit. I don't know shit. I know everything. I know everything. Back here. I'm just an asshole again. I'm just an asshole. I don't know shit. I don't know nothing. Fucking Einstein. Right here. I'm Alvin Einstein.
The confidence Derek had.
Oh, let me crank this mic up.
Let me tell you what I know.
Phineas J. Whoopi.
Phineas J. Whoopi.
The gross national product of Bali.
There are times we discuss shit and I'll say something and
yeah.
We don't know.
Mr. Whoopi, why are there so many terrorist events in Indonesia?
Don't open that closet.
Gee, Tennessee, first let me get out my globe and I'll show you. A lot of rag-headed animals seem to live down there, Tennessee. They like blowing each other up, strapping bombs to themselves and whoopee! High body count. They can't stand the Christians. Mr. Whoopi, you're the greatest.
Smack my bitch up.
Good God, Drew Boogie. Gotta love that. It's the Opie and Anthony program. Patrice O'Neal in studio today. Are you promoting anything, Patrice? Just hanging? All right, he's just nodding away. All right.
Yep, just hanging out, man.
And Patrice will be with us tomorrow as well. Got to go right to the phones. James from Georgia. James, go ahead.
Hey, I was just wanting to know, why the hell does Anthony know the whole Hakuna Matata song? It sounds like he might be some kind of pedophile himself over there.
Oh, you. Who doesn't know that?
A little strange, because you don't have kids, Anthony.
No, I don't have kids.
You don't hang out with nephews or nieces or anything, where you see these movies over and over and over again.
Hakuna Matata
means nowhere.
Hakuna Matata.
I don't know where I picked that up. I go to Disney a lot, you know? So that's kind of plays, and then let's see what else.
You know a little bit about everything, so.
Right.
That is a really famous song, though. I know a lot of songs that I'm not a fan of anyway. You know, Hakuna Matata is like in our social psyche. There.
Yeah. Who doesn't know that
But
one?
you knew a couple of the nuances, though. That only a big fan would know.
I saw the Broadway production, too, so perhaps that's why.
Hakuna Blam!
Let's get back into this. The Dateline Online Predator show they did recently.
Predator.
And Jay Leno brought it, man. He brought it.
Jay Leno?
Well, he did a few jokes on this whole special.
Oh, he did?
And we just did the rabbi guy that got caught, right? The rabbi that went to the house.
The rabbi got caught. Did you hear about this?
Thinking he was going to, meet a 12-year-old girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is what Jay Leno had to say about that.
This is such a creepy story. I don't know if you saw on Dateline the other night. They had this horrible report on online predators. Like men who meet underage boys on the internet. You see any of this? They set up a sting in a house where these creepy guys would show up expecting to meet a kid to have sex with. You know, one guy was a rabbi. Imagine a rabbi posing as a priest. How horrible.
That's pretty funny.
There he is.
I didn't know it was going to be a priest joke, but I didn't see it going there. That was pretty good.
And then I went to the Letterman, and he was talking about how big the squirrels are in Central Park or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's get back into this thing. We're up to Naked Guy finally.
Finally?
Everyone knows the premise, right? Basically, they rented a house in the suburbs. They got these guys to actually come to the house thinking they're going to meet an underage girl or boy. Mostly boys.
Oh, dear.
And this guy was the star of the show. Let's go right to the clip.
Here comes Special Guy 29. Earlier online, he told our decoy, who was posing as a 14-year-old boy, that he's an 11th grade English teacher. Then he told the boy that he hates condoms, but he's safe. Our decoy asks Special Guy 29 to bring beer and then throws in a request, a technique often used by law enforcement to illustrate intent. He types, "Side garage is open. Strip to your underwear and come in. I be in mine." The man says, "I don't..."
Now, this is Dateline.
Who's fucking falling for this one?
Now, this is Dateline just having fun with their little sting operation. Let's see how crazy we can get with this.
Sometimes used by law enforcement. Law enforcement with a real good sense of humor. They just want... Dude, let's try to get the guy naked so when we can fucking arrest him, he's naked.
What do you say, dude? Right.
That is perfect. But who is the fucking idiot that's actually getting undressed? Again... whipped into a frenzy.
Let's back up and see what happens here.
Side garage is open. Strip to your underwear and come in. I be in mine. The man says, "I don't wear underwear." So the decoy says, "Then come in naked." We never thought he'd really do it, but we were wrong. After casing our house, walking up and down the street, here he comes with the beer. And you can guess what he does in the garage.
Got naked in the garage.
Oh.
And you could never guess what he does in the garage. Your feet on the ground and keep reaching for your cock. And now a long-distance dedication.
About a man naked in a garage.
Naked in the garage. It reads, "Dear Casey."
I'm a 12-year-old boy.
What a creep.
More Naked Guy.
Could you explain yourself?
No.
Sorry. You should go ahead and cover up. Certainly.
I'm sorry. The man's name is John Kennelly. He tells me he's 29 and a bus driver. Then he changes it to a teacher.
What kind of conduct is this for a high school teacher?
No, sir, I've never done this before.
So you just woke up this morning and said, "I'm going to get involved in an internet conversation with a 14-year-old boy. I'm going to go to his house, strip naked, and walk in with a 12-pack of beer?
No, sir.
What would have happened, John, if I wasn't here?
Fun.
No, sir.
Do you know that it's illegal to have a conversation on the internet with the intent to have sex with a minor?
Yes, sir, I do.
He says he knows it's illegal, but it appears that's not enough to deter him.
Yes, there's the tease.
Did you know it's illegal? Of course. Who doesn't know that? The guy's whipped up.
That's not the end of Naked Guy.
No?
Oh, no.
He looked like he was crying, was he?
Yeah, he was really freaked out that he got caught.
What do you think? What do you think the legal, like, if there was no such thing as law and all this bullshit, we just what do you think the age would be that like a regular dude would go nah?
What, the cutoff point?
The cutoff, the
regular dude?
Primal cutoff point of nah.
Primal, like morality steps in and
go,
tells
wait
you?
a minute, there must be a God and he's watching. I can't do it.
16, sometimes 15.
16, 15 years old.
Sometimes 15.
15, you think? That's the
back in the
that's the caveman cutoff.
That's the caveman club over the head cutoff point.
She doesn't even have hair on her back. I'm not gonna do.
Can you imagine the shit that was going on during the caveman era? During the Pilgrim era?
Well, when did they live till? You know, they kind of died young back then.
They died at 30, so they had to get going at 10.
So they had to start a little early.
Yeah, sure.
You were an old fucking school marm by 19.
You're right. Someone had to finally look around their little town and go, what the? We need some laws.
This has to stop.
This has to stop.
Because I know 13, look, I started, you know, you start early. There's always a girl that fucks everybody in the neighborhood, you know what I mean, when you're growing up. So we started at 12 and 13, you know.
Yeah.
And the girls, you know what I mean? So I know.
But they're talking about, you know, it's not 13 on 13.
13 on 13.
That happens. You're talking, you know, this guy's in his 50s trying to hook up with a 12-year-old.
But they got the game of a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Like,
coming over.
Like, they don't have any skill. I can
shave anything else besides your legs?
It's not even seduction. They're not seducing the kid.
No.
It's the mentality of a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Tom makes a good point in Indiana. Tom?
How you doing, boys?
Hey.
Morning. Hey, how many of these guys you think are going to ice themselves? I mean, you're on TV, you've been caught wanting to fuck little kids. How in the fuck could you go anywhere and live?
Yeah, you think they're going to just blow their brains out or hang themselves or something?
I bet you get a running toad board. I bet half of these fuckers on here are going to get nailed.
Yeah, because you can't go to Thanksgiving with the rest of the family.
Fuck, where could you go?
You don't have a job anymore. You're not going back to your cubicle.
I think this is some more conspiracy shit. It's like I just think the media just runs our thought processes so much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They decide how long we think about this. You know what I mean? So he gets fired, but it's like no one really cares. You know what I mean? Once they're done with this Dateline, we're moving on to the next thing. Did you see Dateline? Next week we'll be talking about with the same affection the cleanest restaurants, the cleanest fast food restaurants.
Right. And
I was into that when they was talking about.
And these
Burger
guys
King
will just
is
be
nasty.
bobbing in last week's wake, like of the destroyer that is the fucking Dateline show.
But they got to continue with their lives.
Yeah.
How do you look at your family?
How do you fucking go to your family?
There's a way
now?
to get out of that. Dyslexia is easy. I thought she said she was 21. It's so easy to just bullshit.
You think?
And Aladdin, come on.
Aladdin?
Just say I'm retarded. Or, look, nigga, my mama named me Aladdin. Do you know the pressure?
All right, let's get back to this.
They got to know it's a setup, though. They got to know it's some kind of setup.
That's why it's so easy to get out of this. It's so...
I don't know.
They might be holding back something.
Maybe Grandma will look the other way at Thanksgiving, but in her own thoughts, she knows what's going on.
Would you fall for that? Would you just go...
I wouldn't even be in the position where I could fall for that.
Where you would be in that position, but if you was in that little goofy... Like, if I was talking to a chick that was supposed to be my age, and she said, come on over, baby, I'd be like, whoa, what kind of setup is this?
Yeah, you're going to get there. Her guys are going to beat the shit out of you and rob you.
You out your mind? We got to talk a little longer than this. But some kid goes, come on, see me at...
But they're doing it. I mean, the point we're making, though, I mean, do you go back to your regular life, and how is that? How is that? How do you go through that? Or do you live the rest of your days by yourself somewhere?
Hermit.
Everyone's watching football on Thanksgiving, and you
come over. It's like, hey, they're talking about you before you get there.
Right.
You come in. Oh, here he is. Hey, how you doing? Sit down.
Let's try to make him feel comfortable. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's not bring it up.
Hey, look, it's either 12-year-old or this turkey.
Hey, yeah. Don't fuck the turkey.
Yeah, buy 2 turkeys. One I can fuck, one I can eat, and then maybe I can stop.
Yeah, we're all having turkey, but I hear you like chicken.
All right, here we go. More audio.
Just about every one of them gave me the same story.
So this is the first time? Mm-hmm. You know, I hear a lot of that.
Yeah, well, it's true. I've never visited a teenage boy before in my life.
First time in my life. This happened to me.
First time?
Yes, sir. I've never done this before.
And some came up with more creative excuses.
She said she was 13, that's why I was concerned she was going to be by herself. So I just stopped and talked to her.
So you're just being a good Samaritan?
Yeah.
Because there was a 13-year-old girl
by herself.
Home alone?
Yeah.
Right. And so out of the goodness of your heart, you were going to stop by.
Yeah, it could be anybody.
And babysitter, is that the deal?
Well, sort of, I guess.
My lawyer's going to say.
God, why didn't one of these guys just
punch him in the head?
That swarmy reporter in the face.
I'm thinking you were here for some kind of sexual...
Nah, just come.
You should have been. Somebody should have screamed, "This is a setup!
Yeah.
You lied to me, mother!" No, I didn't write that. I didn't write that. I didn't put that. That's what the.
Right.
What the,
no one's denying it.
I'm gonna sit down right now. First of all, you said you was a video hoe. I got the. If I thought you was, nigga, just go out your fucking mind. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's why. Were they all white guys?
Yeah. Well, there was Aladdin. And
Aladdin was what?
Mostly white guy.
An Arab?
Yeah.
Arabian?
Yeah.
Double 13.
Double 13. Double pedophilia.
They have curly shoes.
That's see what that paranoia. That's that old saying that it's like look at that black paranoia keep you from tiptoeing over somebody's goddamn house like that. You know what I mean?
You never do shit like that.
Yeah.
It's just you don't even want the suspicion that shit is happening. Like we've talked about in the past, if I walk into a bathroom and there's only a kid in there, I am out so fast. And I'm not even kidding about this.
No.
I am out so fast. Before that door is shut, I am back out because I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
99 out of 1 out of a billion.
It absolutely.
All you need is for that kid to say something. I want to be on camera going in and out of that fucking bathroom in a second, and then go, no.
If I see a kid in the mall walking by, I get so mad because I'm on camera, and I'm just imagining they're doctoring up that picture of me holding the hand, the skip jump picture of walking out the mall. But I'm going, no, I was bringing it to the parents. Where's my mommy? Oh, he's over here. Skip.
Kid's gone. You're holding the hand.
Man, fuck that. It's like, where's your hello?
Yeah.
It's like, hello, I could be accused of pedophilia here.
That's it.
Keep your goddamn kid where everyone can see him.
In a public place, in a fucking elevator.
Are you out your
I will
mind?
be as far away from any kid in a fucking elevator as is humanly possible.
You can't do that.
Because, you don't want,
At the movies, afterwards, some kids pissing next to me in the urinal. I'm like, why is this happening? There should be a guy who's with a thing, I'm his dad, holding, I'm his dad. You don't let him do it's like
all alone in the bathroom.
What if he just goes, you know what? I feel like playing around. Nigga trying to grab my balls.
And you know what? You ain't talking yourself out of it in front of the fucking door of the bathroom with the pop. You're not going, well, it didn't happen. Obviously, the kid's lying. All right, you can go home. There'd be cops there. Their knees would be in the back of your neck so quick. And then you'd have to be explaining it down there. I didn't fuck. Well, you could cop a plea. You could go. And it's over, Johnny.
I was taking a piss. You took a piss on him?
God damn. Mr. Kumi, is it true you know the words to Hakuna Matata? I was pissing. I swear to you.
I was in Disney.
I go to Disney. Why do you go to Disney a lot?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, do you have kids? Yes, I do. Do any of you know the entire...
No, I don't know all the words.
Do you know the remix to Hakuna Matata?
Mr. Cumia, do you know the words to Hakuna Matata? Would you sing it to us right now?
Tired.
I'd like to settle.
Wait, Hakuna Matata. I don't know the song. Well, we have a tape of you singing it pretty.
Here's you on the radio.
Hakuna Matata needs no worries for the rest of your days. Some philosophy.
Your Honor, I'd like to submit this tape into evidence. This is the People's Evidence number 38. Cut a deal.
Means no worries. Yeah. Wow, best.
Yeah. I guess I'm not going to be going out on Halloween.
We have an undercover tape of him at karaoke only doing that song. Hakuna Mablam. Hakuna Mabow. That is some shit. I get that, man. That scares the dog
You get that
shit
feeling,
out
right?
of me, man.
Yeah. Listen, we got to go to the phones. We got to try to move forward a little bit. Maddie, a girl in Florida, I guess. Maddie.
Hey guys.
How old are you, Maddie?
We love that the girls call this program when Jimmy's not here. For some reason.
Yeah, we get more phone calls from girls when Jimmy's not here.
For some reason, they feel like they could call in when Jimmy's not here.
Yeah.
Just something we noticed, that's all.
She said she was Maddie from Florida.
Hey, Maddie.
Hey.
So what do you got?
I was just saying, these pedophiles, once they get caught doing something like this, do you think when they go to Thanksgiving dinner with their family that, they get told, well, you're not going to be sitting at the kiddie table anymore?
Yeah, no kiddie table. They're far away from the kiddie table.
A hell of a way to not sit at the kiddie table anymore.
You get the head of the table by proxy, because that's the furthest.
And she's in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Florida has a pedophile epidemic. Like
do they?
That's all
like
you ever hear
flu.
is that last one that hurt me. Usually, shit, like I don't even think about that one that when they show the guy at the car wash grabbing the girl.
Oh,
that one got me, and that's from Florida. Are they all from Florida, dude? There's a lot of Floridians out there messing around.
Was the girl with the little pink Kango hat? Wasn't she from Florida or something like that?
Jesus, there's a lot of them from Florida, dude.
Hey, speaking of being in the bathroom, Mario in Virginia has a story. Mario.
Hey, boys, what's up?
Hey, Mario.
Oh, man, guys, you don't understand. How Anthony brought this up. I was at a movie theater, and I couldn't hold it anymore. And I go to take a piss, and I'm mid-streaming. This little kid walks in by himself, and he starts staring at my junk, and I'm just peeing there. And I'm circumcised, and he stares at it, looks at me, and he goes, "Oh, my God, you have a magical penis." I freaked out.
Stop it. It's a magical penis. Is it true that you have a magical penis, sir?
That was Aladdin.
Oh, Aladdin.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, rub it. I don't know about you, but my wish will come true.
After he pees, it goes...
Wow. You don't want a kid pointing out your magical penis now.
Hot Carl in Wisconsin.
Hot Carl.
Hot Carl.
What's up, Hot Carl?
Hey, how you doing? Say, I can't do the Casey Kasem like Anthony does, but I think it goes something like that. Dear Casey, I'm a 29-year-old 11th grade school teacher caught naked in a garage with beer by Dateline. Could you please play Prison Sex by Tool? Sincerely, Kid Fucker.
Well, Kid Fucker.
And we got Blood Fart. Blood Fart. Oof.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hey, man.
Why did these guys sitting there? I mean, what? I bet you Dateline promised them that they wouldn't turn into the cops to use their real name. If it was me, I would just bail.
You gotta, run immediately. I don't understand why they didn't just, whip their head around so you get, a blurry picture of them and just run.
Because people are dumb.
Yeah, people are stupid.
People are so stupid that you can absolutely... We're such a therapeutic country that you can absolutely talk your way out of this thing.
Yeah.
They knew to go, hey, man, I had a problem. And dogs, no one suggests fucking a dog. It had to be done. Someone suggested it to you for you to suggest it to somebody else. Hey, you mind? You don't do dog fucking that one time that you try to do.
Right.
It's just that's what he's doing.
Well, a lot of these guys just didn't know what was going on. They didn't know it's Dateline until 10 minutes into it. So
if an adult is there, there's a problem.
Maybe they thought he was the madam.
Oh, really? The madam?
Pedophile brothel.
Going to be setting up.
Hey, what's happening, man? Where'd you find this little sweet tender thing?
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the audio here.
So why would a man with so much to lose risk everything to meet a child for sex? Dr. David Marcus, a clinical psychologist who treats men with sexual compulsions, says it's a powerful addiction.
They don't know what's driving them. All they know is they're being driven and they can't stop. And to risk themselves so greatly clearly shows how powerful a ride that is.
Very powerful.
They're just very worked up.
They know that there's, a risk there, but they just are so worked up.
Yeah, this next clip is great because now they all find out they're on Dateline. And then now they just want to find the nearest door.
And now they're about to learn I'm not a parent or the police. First, the rabbi.
Could you please tell me who you are?
I'm more than happy to tell you who I am. I am Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on computer predators.
No, come on, guy.
You don't want it. You don't want it.
You've got to stop this.
Sit down. Sit down.
You don't have any right.
You're free to leave any time.
You idiot.
Now they knew this was all being taped for the record and for broadcast on Dateline. The doctor.
But if there's anything else you want to say...
Nothing.
The teacher.
And if there's anything else you'd like to say, we'd like to hear it.
And the man who stood naked in our kitchen.
Thank you. I don't have anything else to say.
There's nothing else to say. Well,
we took our candid cameras. That's what it's like. They give him the candid camera thing where Alan Funt steps in. We took our candid cameras and put him in a kitchen and had Fanny Flagg pose as a 15-year-old boy. Watch as the fun and hijinks start as he undresses and comes into the kitchen.
When it's least expected, you're elected, you're the star today.
Smile!
You're on candid camera. With the hocus pocus, you're in focus. It's your lucky day.
Yeah, real lucky. Smile!
You're on candid.
Oh, you got me.
It's fun.
There's the camera. It's right in the microwave oven.
It's fun.
I watch the show all the time. I never thought I'd be caught. This is fantastic.
You got me, motherfucker.
You got me.
Nigga.
You've been punked.
Child, man.
Dude, you've been punked so bad.
Dude, you watch your motherfucker.
Yeah,
Ashton pops out.
Ashton pops out.
Dude, you're naked. It's so awesome.
Right when you lubing up the helmet, he's like, he's running up. Okay, stop now. Okay, you've been punked. All right, you know what? You better stop. I'm gonna fuck a kid in the ass. I was getting ready to pump this child in the butt, and here you crazy motherfucker. Put me in Guess Who 2. I said I'd never be caught. You mother.
Just when you thought this couldn't get any better, remember Naked Guy from earlier, Anthony?
Could forget him.
Showed up naked and with beer. Well, he returns.
You might think that this 43-year-old man who walked into our house naked, ready to meet a 14-year-old boy for sex, would be so humiliated after being caught literally with his pants down that he'd never try it again. Yet we find him right back online, in a chat room, the very next day. And again, the chat quickly turns sexual. And believe it or not, again, he agrees to yet another date for sex. Our decoy asks if he wants to meet at McDonald's. But first, he confirms the meeting is not about food.
I really wanted to make sure it was about sex.
So he decides to meet the kid at McDonald's. Because obviously they're not going to use the same trick and say, hey, come to the house.
He goes, now, you ain't Dateline. All right, I'm coming.
You think he's sitting there at home going, what are the odds? Come on.
It ain't going to happen again.
It happened twice.
Not twice. I'll meet you at the bottom of the ball pit.
Wait, even the kid types first. The kid types first. And I'm not Dateline, so don't worry.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Because they tried to trick me yesterday.
God. It's a coincidence you even mentioned that, because yesterday I was in a house.
That's weird. You see that shit?
Well, listen to this.
I have been in television.
I got to set this up. I saw this part. So obviously he's going to meet the kid at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Now they're staking out McDonald's.
Oh, my God.
And here comes the guy. He's walking up to McDonald's. So
what an asshole!
So the dude from Dateline gets right up to him. This is the first words he says to the naked guy who's now clothed at McDonald's, hoping for another meeting with a young boy.
I have been in television for 24 years.
I just came to get something to eat.
And I have very seldom been at a loss for words.
Sir, I just came to get something to eat.
But I don't even know what to ask you first.
I just came to get something to eat.
Tom later changes his story. Last night, you walk into a house in suburban Washington, naked, with a 12-pack of beer, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. Today, you're on the internet again. You have an inappropriate conversation with a boy you think is 13, and you set up a meeting here at this fast food restaurant. What was your intention?
I don't know.
The man admits he knows what he's doing is illegal.
Then why do you do it?
I need help, and that's what I'm seeing a psychiatrist for.
Oh, motherfucker! Torture! That's torture!
God, is that fantastic?
How great is that?
Hey, man, how you doing? Oh, hey, Dateline again. You guys want some fries?
What do you want? 3 quarter pounder with cheese. I need how many? Guys, the crew.
I got it.
The crew, everybody. I'm buying.
I got it. What you want? The cheeseburger?
Cokes, everybody.
The chicken select. The new sandwich, the chicken select. I get a chicken select. No. Sit down. Chicken select. Chicken select. And some beer. I'm fucking with your beer. From yesterday?
I'm just kidding.
All right, well, here's the final clip.
Don't these people know that this is illegal and that very possibly they could be talking to a decoy or getting pulled into some sort of undercover investigation?
Well, if you look at the internet and the amount of people who are soliciting these types of crimes, the chances of getting caught are probably fairly slim.
Fairly slim.
Fairly slim.
I don't know. It seems like everybody gets caught.
Yeah, he got caught twice in 2 days.
In 2 days.
Yeah, jeez.
Doesn't it just seem like everyone gets caught?
That's the unlucky lottery.
I don't think there's one guy type into a kid, meeting somewhere, having sex, going home, putting his hands behind his head, leaning back on, that was great. That worked out perfectly.
Got away
and like nothing ever happens. I just don't see that happening.
One city wants to pack all their sex offenders into a 3-block area. Problem is, it could be right next to your house.
Yes.
Sure.
One of the most famous news teases.
Makes you believe it almost.
All right, Ant. We got brand new news teases.
We love the news teases.
Yeah, we'll try to get to this after the break. Also, in honor of the dude that sounded a lot like Casey Kasem, we got to play the Casey Kasem outtakes.
One of my favorites.
As we go to break here. Check this out.
The countdown will begin this Sunday afternoon at 1, right here on the radio station you grew up with. Music Radio 138. Oh, fuck. What the hell's going on here? Geez, well, isn't it the last hour? We got another hour to do? Jeez, I thought we were almost finished. Good golly, Miss Molly. Boy, this is fucking ponderous, man. Ponderous, fucking ponderous. Hi, this is Casey Kasem. American Top 40 has moved to a new time. I hope you'll join me this Saturday morning and every Saturday morning at 2. Now, we're up to our long-distance dedication. And this one is about kids and pets and a situation that we can all understand, whether we have kids or pets or neither. It's from a man in Cincinnati, Ohio. And here's what he writes. Dear Casey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's go start again. From coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please. See, when you come out of those up-tempo goddamn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions. And then you got to go into somebody dying. You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but goddamn it, if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it. Is Don on the phone? Okay, I want a goddamn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a fucking up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn death dedication. Now, make it, and I also want to know what happened to the pictures I was supposed to see this week. This is the last goddamn time I want somebody to use his fucking brain to not come out of a goddamn record that is that's up-tempo, and I got to talk about a fucking dog dying.
The Opie and Anthony Show presents Things Women Never Say.
Make me cry myself to sleep. Baby, you really need to drink more. Tell me my cooking sucks and punch me in the face. Of course you can bang my friend. There is nothing I enjoy more than being hit on by drunk fat guys. I like my penis. When I come home from work, you better be passed out drunk on the floor and your pants filled with brownies. It's okay if you think about my sister while we're fucking. Please, get drunk and hit on all my friends. Snort a lot of coke and kick me down the steps.
All that talk is crazy.
You're checking out the Opie and Anthony program on XM Satellite Radio. It's a virus, the O&A virus, spreading across America. Thank you, XM. They're kind of waking up. I'm getting reports. There's billboards all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
We're part of the main advertising that's going on in all the hot magazines out there.
I'm very happy with the marketing and the way they're pushing the show now.
There's a pullout in almost every magazine that's on newsstands right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's a huge XM pullout, and we're part of that. Our pictures are on there. It's just great. Things are...
The billboards.
Are turning around for us. That's nice.
I love it.
You happy now?
Huge ad in Rolling Stone magazine.
Are you happy now?
See, you guys are all confused. I'm a much happier person.
Are you happy that it's coming together now?
Yes, I'm very happy.
You feeling better?
Yes, I am.
All right, good.
Yes,
God
I am.
bless you, man.
I'm a happier person in general. Everyone would say that. Eh?
Absolutely.
Wow, he didn't even pause.
No.
I like that.
Because I know when Oak came back, it was Genghis Khan, baby. It was like, I'm going to get revenge on all you sons of bitches. And now Opie's, look at his face.
Wow. No, nothing was worse
clearer
than end of tenure at NEW Opie. That was when he was at just the height. I think it was professional problems because of the work environment and some personal problems with relationships, which I went through at one point during the radio career there.
Falling apart.
So yeah, it was just
Was suicide in there? Tell the truth.
No. And then the company.
Did it creep in? Not serious. Did it creep in? Like not even in a serious I'm gonna kill myself, but just like.
No,
really. Let me just finish it. Let me just get it out of here.
No, I just started wandering around America for like 2 years.
And we tried to help you too anytime we bumped because that was tough crowd time. So I was on my high. It's like, what's up, old baby? What's happening?
Opie was pulling kung fu.
How's that little show going on? Oh, it's still off? Oh, that old crazy old, damn it, they take it off. I got to go do tough crowd. Not tough But it's like, hey, you're still in Brazil. These guys,
they were trying to talk me into going to Rio.
We still showed you a lot of love, though. We wasn't like, oh, you ain't got no radio show.
No, I watched very closely, and I made a list of who my friends are, who my true friends are.
Who was naughty and who was nice.
And Patrice made the list.
Yeah, because we see, what's up? Oh, because I never thought about you as the radio guy. Like,
and then there are people that really surprised me. I'm like, wow, I thought that dude would have, supported me through this, but absolutely not.
Every time I see him, let's get nigga, fuck that.
Yeah.
Let's go to Brazil, man.
Me, you, come on. Suitcase.
And then we had no respect with the company. We were making them just ridiculous money, and they didn't give a fuck about us. It was all about Howard.
Did you get any revenge?
Howard.
Listen,
we're getting revenge every day now.
I was getting ready to say, stop. I don't want to hear the we get revenge by putting on a great show.
Oh, no, nothing like that.
I'm talking about, did you get somebody where you just go, thank you that he got to this be fucked up over this.
Let's see.
We did some things. We got some things done.
Just like...
John Sykes wound up getting thrown out, which was good. That made me
something
feel
like
good.
that. Something really good. Like somebody lost a job.
He wound up getting thrown out. And the company itself lost millions
and millions
of dollars based on
millions to
us not being...
broadcasting company like Infinity Broadcasting, whatever. But we're talking 10, 20, 30, 40 million.
Which means somebody got their head...
Oh, yeah.
A head roll.
And every radio station we were syndicated to, just about, with no exceptions, just still blow. All those radio stations.
That's what I'm talking about. Forget that. We get revenge.
We were on at WNEW here in New York. They're still trying to get some real ratings over there. Still.
And just the fact that they're scrambling trying to replace Howard. Just the fact that they're throwing in what is going to amount to, and you don't have to be Kreskin to figure this one out, complete failures.
These
are going to be abominations when people replace Howard in the morning.
David Lee
when
Roth.
it's
I think
David Lee
might
Roth.
be good, though. David Lee might be good.
We started the show off explaining radio. David Lee Roth doesn't have it. He doesn't have it in him.
He can be an entertaining guest.
Yeah, he could be on every once in a while. The first 2 weeks of his show might even be good. Then after that, when you realize, oh fuck, I just talked about everything that has ever happened to me in my life.
That's
when
the thing about
that's when you need
that amazes me. Like
that's when you need a radio guy to kind of figure all this shit out. Like, well, we'll start playing games. We'll do this. We'll make up some cute little showcase bits like Whip 'em Out Wednesday and Assault on the Media. He doesn't have that shit in him.
So does Square...
And it amazes me the company doesn't understand that. You can't just throw like these entertainers into radio and assume they're just going to be successful. It rarely happens.
The Square Radio come at you guys?
They don't have the work ethic. They don't have the work ethic.
They come back at you like, okay, like mainstream radio. Do they come back and go? Did they go? Hey, okay, all the Christian shit's over. We had what's his name killed? What's the comic that everybody blamed for it?
Paul Mercury.
Paul Mercury. Paul stupid Michael Mercury. And it's like after he faded away and that faded away. Do they go? Listen, fellas, come on back.
Yeah, we had a chance to go back to regular radio. It just didn't make sense anymore. Just didn't, and we did it all. So why would we go back there and try to do the same show we were doing with a whole bunch of new rules? Fuck that.
Right.
So we're like, let's go for the freedom thing, and we'll build with the industry.
And I was talking about radio. This thing is like they're just now cable TV. They're just now trying to fuck with cable television. Yeah. So that means they're not gonna fuck with cable radio for another 40 years. You know, but satellite radio is like, they're not like the FCC type of people. And they're not going to come trying to mess with the shows because they're just now going Sopranos. I didn't like that scene in the Sopranos.
I know. Good luck.
So they're just now trying to like mess with cable television.
Good luck.
FX is swearing. They do whatever they want. So
you watch Dennis Leary's show, they're saying shit all the time.
Right.
Prick. Cock,
oh, they're going crazy.
Pussy.
So I'm happy that it's going well because always like we were like, what nigga, you can't be back. We would never see him. We would see at a show.
Oh yeah.
Once in a while.
Every so often I'd show up at Caroline.
And you'd be with your girl and Fat Man.
And Big Kev.
Big Kev.
Yeah.
And hey, what's up? You leave, but be around. We're like, what the fuck, man? What's going on?
I would just
I went in hibernation,
just wandering around by myself, just trying to figure it all out. Dude, this has been my life since I was like 18,
I'm such a loser. I always think I'm going to just pop up somewhere. So I'm just thinking, you'll pop up somewhere. And I'm not even thinking about a career or lifestyle. It's just like, man, you'll pop up somewhere. Come on.
Patrice, well, no, we knew this time we really fucked up. Bad.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Bad. And if the satellite radio didn't come along, I mean, it's perfect timing.
And I'm so lazy. Timing. I thought y'all was getting paid at the time, right? Paid and just sat on the shelf. I've been so happy.
Nah.
You just wanted to be on the radio.
We know we could have made the same money being on the air, and we'd rather been working.
This is a lifestyle, you know.
Did the break do you good? Did you come back like, I actually might have needed that.
It was for the first couple of months it was cool. It was like, now that I think about it, we were a little angry, and there was some of those days where you're just like, you don't want to be here, and you're getting yelled at and shit. So the first couple of months you're traveling, everything's cool, and then you're like, all right, only 2 years to go.
Yeah, I think
it kind of sucked.
I think it did Anthony and I good though.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying that
as a show.
I think we were starting to lose a little of the passion for this at the end there because we were so frustrated.
Just beaten down.
We were getting beat up all the time.
On WNEW.
Yeah.
So it turned out they re-upped our contracts just to keep us away from competing with Howard.
Right, that's what I said.
And I wish we knew that. I wish we knew that at the time, because they never really wanted us at that company. Their whole strategy was to pay them a lot of money, give them some markets and syndication to keep them from competing with Howard.
That's what happens when Mel Karmazin is in charge of a company. That's what happens. Howard is the top dog, which fine. Whatever.
Right.
But if you're also part of that company, you're treated like shit. You're a second-class citizen. We had an option to go to Clear Channel. They were making an offer that was huge.
We were going to do mornings at Q.
We were going to do mornings
right
at
up against Howard
and go against Howard.
And the funny thing is, when we were negotiating our contracts, they were coming to an end. The offer they had was so ridiculous for what we accomplished. We're like, are you kidding me? And they're like, well, this is our final offer. They were playing a little hardball.
Infinity was saying that.
So we turned around and Clear Channel said, well, fuck that. We'll give you 5 times what they're offering.
We'll give you this and the markets they're going to give us.
Is this before or after the incident?
This was before.
Oh, and then the incident, everybody said, "Oh,
yeah, but
oops."
So not only were they going to give us mornings, like I don't know, a ridiculous raise, like 4 or 5 times what we were making at the time. They also were going to throw us in all these markets,
syndicated markets around the country.
See, Infinity, a lot of people think Infinity was the good guys because they syndicated the Opie and Anthony show. They had no choice. They did not want to syndicate this show. 3 years after being kicked out of Boston, when we had huge ratings up there, we still weren't even being heard back in Boston, and they owned property there.
They signed us because they didn't want us going against Howard. It was watch Rocky 3.
Such a fact.
Watch Rocky 3,
so
and
how
you'll see.
many-
I was protecting you, Rock. Remember that? That's what Mel is to Howard.
He's a wrecking machine.
So, he'll tear you to shreds, Rock.
How many years did this incident rejuvenate your spirit? Like what, another 10 before you might get?
retire to some
get
small market,
whatever again.
Because this whole
Letterman-y.
No, the satellite radio thing is so exciting and growing by leaps and bounds. Like when we got hired, XM had 2.2 million subscribers. I'm hearing they're around 5.2 now in one lousy year. Lousy year.
And
it's grown that much. And then we've just been added to the XM Canada lineup. We have this huge DirecTV deal that XM made that we're going to be part of that. We're going to be exposed to like 15 million homes. Obviously, not all of them are going to pick us up. Probably a small percentage. But when you start adding it up, and now we're talking to a huge audience
and
again.
The thought of going on the air on regular radio and getting done with the show and having a guy go, after today, you can no longer say poo-poo.
There's none of that on
Can't say
There's
PP.
nothing on XM like that. There's
nothing. We have not heard one thing.
So just to finish the story, so then we go to Clear Channel. They give us the huge raise that we deserved. We really proved ourselves for like 3 years here in New York. And then they're like, not only are we going to throw you in mornings, you're going to compete against Howard. We're going to throw you in another, like, I think it was like 15 cities or something like that. So we go marching down the hall to Ken Stevens, our boss at the time, like, hey, we're leaving, man. You said that was our final offer. Well, this is what we got. And I remember Ken's face like, just give me an hour. He was like freaked out. And we're just sitting around in our office laughing, just being goofy, waiting, and then all hell broke loose with the company. And next thing you know, we're meeting with the big guys, and they're sitting us down and going, okay, we're going to sign you. We're going to match the money, no problem, right away. We're in a conference room for like an hour and a half. We're going to match the money, no problem. Now it's no problem.
But y'all stayed at Infinity then?
And then they're like, and we'll see all these cities, we'll match that too. So we'll find a property in all these cities or close enough, and we'll give you a few extra. Is that good?
So you stayed at Infinity?
Yeah, that was the choice we made, unfortunately. That's our fault.
But you know what? Like who likes you? Clear Channel likes you.
I'll tell you what happened, though, with this. We should have left. I kick myself every day that we didn't leave at that point, because we kind of knew what the company was all about. Yep. But we didn't know what Clear Channel was all about.
Clear Channel,
and we were starting to hear the stories that they were getting a little tight.
We'd have been gone by them, too.
So
we'd have fucked up.
I didn't think the Catholics had it like that. That's the whole thing that went through my mind every time like we see Norton. If you thought you would Norton was in deep emotional coma.
Oh, yeah.
Norton goes by his emotions. I mean, when he's happy, you know it. You go, God damn, Norton, do I have to know you're happy? When he's mad, you know it. When he's sad, you know. He's just useless when it comes to this kind of phony kind of, I gotta go to sleep. Like, he kept going home and preparing as if the radio was coming back on, so he would go to sleep at 10, hoping that, you get the call the next day.
Yeah.
And we would just go, cheer up, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? And,
thank God you guys had tough crowds and stuff, because he would have killed himself.
That pulled us out, but we never thought about it. Like, we used to just laugh about Paul. We didn't know how big it was. We didn't know how big of a deal that was. But I didn't know the Catholic Church. That's what I kept saying. The Catholic Church has it like this?
Yeah.
I never heard of that.
The Catholic Church never commented about what we did.
I subscribe to Jews as the major in your career person or people, whatever. And I did not know that could happen. It's such
just
a surprise,
a big company that got scared and knee-jerked and threw us off the air because they didn't want a bad publicity.
So we should have left. I'm not going to lie to you. But
it's good to see you back. It's good to see your face back.
But we knew what we had at Infinity. I'm like, all right, we know what we got here. We don't know how it's going to... We just should have done it, though. Because then we're sitting there in the office like, all right, well, the money's good, and you're going to match the markets. That's good. And then Ant and I look at each other, because now we're feeling cocky.
You negotiated your own deal?
No, we had our agent helped us out, but we certainly
Super agent.
But we certainly did a good job ourselves. And we're sitting there and like we had him by the balls. We're like, what about this this thing with Howard where we can't mention his name? What was it called again? The
gag order.
The gag order. Okay. We got to. This is the God's honest truth, which just amazes me to this day that Howard would pull this shit behind the scenes. A guy that went after everybody, took on all enemies and beat them up and did whatever he had to. But then when we showed a little power and that we weren't scared, instead of fighting us toe to toe, he went to Mel Karmazin and the big boys. And he actually got a gag order where we couldn't mention his name. Mm-hmm. So then we were referring to him as Radio Edit. We couldn't say Radio Edit anymore. Then we would be like, the guy. Who. Oh, no, you can't say who. So then the lawyers...
You can't even elude.
Dude, the lawyers started coming up with a whole list. You can't say his name. You can't say who. You can't say Radio Edit. You can't say Baba Booey. You can't say this.
Nothing.
Because he was pulling some shit. We're like, fuck this. He ain't going to do what he did to DeBell and all those other fucking guys in the old days. He ain't knocking us down ever.
Right.
So we kept going, and we risked our own careers like getting fired. So the gag order was in place, bad. And then they realized we just were coming up with a whole new word to refer to him. The list started getting longer and longer. So then they're like, what the fuck? They're just not listening. So then they had a long delay system. Like, all right, anything that sounds like has anything to do with his show, dump out of the fucking show, or you're fired. Meaning some of the behind-the-scenes guys.
Would he not fuck around with you guys?
Oh, he'd say the clones across the street.
Right.
So, and the excuse they would give when we'd say, well, he's talking about us, he goes, no, he's not saying your name. Well, we're not saying his. Yeah, but we know what you mean. Well, we know what he means. Oh, that's different.
Wow, no eluding.
Oh, it was just
amazing. So now, getting back to the negotiating, the money was good, the markets was good, and we're like, what about the gag order? This was a serious... All right, yeah. It'll be in your contract that you could talk to anybody you want.
Yeah, you could talk about any Infinity personalities.
That's how desperate they were. But they had a plan I didn't know at the time. Like, it'll be in your contract you're allowed to talk about him and anyone else you wanted at Infinity Broadcasting. They just wanted to make sure they had control of us still.
So we sign.
Right.
And their plan was, all right, you can talk about anybody you want. You want to mention Howard? Go ahead. Oh, but we'll fire Ken Stevens, your boss.
Jeremy Coleman.
We'll fire Jeremy Coleman.
Your producers.
And put in people in there that can have some control over you and your show.
And
nice.
Even the eluding.
Yeah.
So it went right back to how it was. Even though it was in our contract, we're allowed to do this. We're like, what the fuck?
We were in that office.
You should have smacked your ace upside the head for not catching that little goofy loophole.
This shit plays in your head, and then we're doing the shock jock edgy shit, and to be honest, we were like taking chances, going, what do we have to lose in the end?
Yeah.
That plays into it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Now,
we weren't happy. So then,
was that stunt? Did you even think that stunt was going to be that bad? Did you have a inkling?
Well, it wasn't. Obviously we had Church on the list, but when Paul Mercurio,
first you had Paul Mercurio to
when
try to
Paul
be creative.
Mercurio called from the Church, and he was trying to make a name for himself because he was starting to get a little buzz on our show for some other things he did, like the famous Kathleen, put your goddamn
Turner.
clothes on. In the middle of The Graduate, Kathleen Turner.
I remember that. And that was
fat
actually
slob, she's getting naked.
Hilarious, man.
And we set up this bit where a Broadway show, Kathleen Turner was getting naked every night.
Kathleen, put your goddamn clothes on.
Right. We set it up with Paul. He stands up in the audience and shouts it, gets it on tape, everything. We played it on the radio forever. And he became huge in the fans' eyes. Mm-hmm. Huge.
Yep.
And he even made fucking T-shirts. He was so happy.
All the comedians blamed him, but did you guys blame him? Was you guys on him like that?
It's
at the time.
It was hard not to.
It was hard not to. It's a tough call.
Because is it something he did?
Yeah, it was like
we felt like he. I mean, obviously, we felt there was a time during that whole thing that he could have at least got out of the situation. Would that have helped in the end?
Has he been here?
Fuck no.
Oh, no.
Nah, I don't.
All right, guys,
I don't really want to talk
to him. It's time to let it go. Listen to me, man.
So.
It's time you gotta heal.
Dude.
You gotta see him, you gotta talk to him, and you gotta let him heal, because he has been destroyed. Enough suffering.
Really?
Heal now. He didn't want to get you guys thrown off the air.
Really, you're looking good, right? I'm standing up for you. This body was 30 pounds lighter because that motherfucker. Fuck him.
Oh, you started to fade away.
I was fading fast, bro.
He was all looking concentration campy.
Oh yeah, if we had to sit out another year instead of the 2 we did, I don't know if I would have made it.
Really?
I wasn't eating.
You were dying.
I was
awful.
I was doing Slim Fast and bananas. That's what I ate every day.
You know what it was about Paul?
You were anorexic, a male anorexic.
Which amazes me. I didn't think I had it in me, but that's what happened.
Wait a minute. You cannot. Let's be serious for a second.
Yeah.
You cannot. Not even to look at him, just to go.
Dude, we went to Manny's wake, and then went to the diner afterwards. You were looking at me like, whoa, dude, start eating. What the fuck?
Yeah,
you were even concerned.
Like, oh, what the fuck is wrong? Because I always thought you can't crawl inside somebody's body or mind. But I was like, I did not think you guys. I didn't think anything happened because I always think, like the T.O. thing, I always think we have a marketable skill.
Yeah.
Like Marv Albert with all his little panties and no one's better than Marv Albert as color commentator. So we thought
we had
but when it's you,
it
becomes different.
It's exactly.
It's totally different.
We had articles from all over the world in all sorts of languages. I was just convinced, man, we are going to be so blackballed and we are done.
But
and then what? And people are like, well, at least you were getting paid. Well, great. You got to be happy to be spending that money, right? I wasn't happy.
Wow.
Fuck yeah, dude.
All right. Fuck him.
So there was a time we felt, even though Paul was, in a weird situation, he could have got out of the situation and chose to keep going, screaming stuff like, "Where's your God now?" And even the cops were like, "Get out of here!" And he's like, "I ain't leaving." And
he wouldn't leave.
Who knows if that would have helped?
Was it a funny feeling in either one of the pits of your stomachs?
Dude,
like, oh, gee, Paul, get out of there.
Know what it was
Absolutely.
Know what it was with our old show too? And this is the rule Paul just ran past. We did some crazy shit. Without a doubt, and we'll continue to do crazy shit. But there was always something, whether it was Anthony, myself, or other people that were doing these stunts, let's call them. They always knew when to bail,
just
to save the show.
Yeah.
And you know what? And we learned a long time ago that point is a lot further than most people would take it. You could really go way, way further than most people would do. But
something happened when you felt it.
But all of a sudden you'd be like, all right, we got something out of this. We got the whole fucking city talking, the whole country talking in a lot of cases. Time to bail.
Leave.
Time to get the fuck out. There's no reason to stay any longer.
You can save a life.
And he
looks like Angelina Jolie now.
And he just kept going, and I'm like, oh,
and he looks like Gia. He looks like Gia. He's sick now. Oh. I want you guys to go home and think about this after today.
Fuck him. He's got an Emmy.
Fuck him. All right, cool.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
Fuck him. I don't think we need to dwell on.
I was just trying to see if I could be a actual psychologist. It didn't work. Damn, y'all are cold, baby.
Don't we have more fun material to run through today than this crap?
Oh, really? I was just interested.
I don't know. I know. We just run through it so many fucking times.
I never really got the whole.
It's interesting though. Sammy in Queens.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Listen, I've been a listener of you guys since day one at NEW. Mm-hmm. It's time to write a book.
Well, if we had a real agent, that would have been done years ago. So
yeah, I mean, there's so much shit that I didn't really know about until now with Clear Channel and all that. I mean, you guys can really put a good book together. That's all I got to say.
We're working on our own because our agent has dropped the ball on that and many other things. So we'll see what happens. We were close to an actual deal. We were very close to an actual deal, and then it's kind of just sitting on a table right now.
Yeah, but let me tell you, it'll be a really good read. Let me tell you.
All right, thank you, Sammy.
Take care, guys.
All right.
Bye.
There's so much shit we should be doing with our names in this show that just isn't getting done at this point.
Video.
Anyway, so that's that.
All right.
Going down that road again. Speaking of the FCC, we haven't even done the Family Guy stuff yet.
All right.
The Family Guy show about the FCC and Peter Griffin starting his own network because he was sick of the FCC
cracking down on television.
Did you guys see this episode? And we'll get Blue in a second. We got Keith the Cop. We got lots of shows still to do here. I like when people ask us questions though. I'm the guy that's always asking. I'm the guy that's always asking questions. It's nice that someone asks me a question.
I just didn't know how deep it was cutting. I didn't know. Who goddamn knew, man? We all do suffer, but I just didn't know. I knew when I first came back. Always like,
Nah, but then No, I mean, I got to stick up for myself, too. Coming back to radio was the worst timing ever for me because my pops died less than a month before I did my first show.
Okay.
Well, maybe a little more than a month. And it's just like, what? And he was like... He was everything to me, like a friend, a father. Like, he was the biggest fan of the fucking show. He was going through heart shit and would call the show from an ambulance in the old days.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, he was the man. So then I
thought it was all over a girl on the radio. I was like, pick yourself up, Buckaroo, let's go.
There was a bunch of things, and then the pops and my mom were in a horrific car accident like a month before we started up again.
Right.
And I lost him, and it was like, oh fuck, dude, I called it in for the first 4 months. I don't even remember what we did the first 4 months. No
Thank
fucking
God.
idea.
So are you feeling 100? Are you feeling how much percentage are you guys feeling right now? Like, in terms of
this show,
relative to your highest point in the past, and your highest point now.
I will debate this with anyone who wants to debate this. This show is so much better than the commercial radio show. So much better.
The only aspect I think that's lacking a little bit is some of the craziness as far as, everyone brings up that fucking 55-gallon drum thing and Boyer bus, things like that. But they don't remember that shit was happening a good year after we were at NEW. We were playing fucking music and just trying to, get a few words in edgewise to even talk for the first year we were over there. People just remember it like it was insane craziness every day, 24 hours a day over there.
How long were you over there? How long did you stay
there for what, 4 years? Were we there for 4 years? Had a 3-year deal, and then we did a year out of our other deal. But the first year we were there, it was music. We were a rock station.
So you feel back to normal and better?
Well, definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
As far as our talk show goes and the Opie and Anthony show goes like this, so much better. It's so much easier to be able to converse naturally, not have to worry about fitting so many commercials in. You have to stop talking in the middle of something because commercials got to be played. You can't talk about it because you got to work your way around the language. That shit is fantastic.
And then the old show, man, we just ran out of shit to do.
Yeah.
We have a much better behind-the-scenes staff that is bringing a lot of stuff to the table every day.
But we're looking
so we don't feel like we're struggling. I mean, I can't tell you the last time. This is the worst thing as far as a radio guy sitting in my seat. When this show is struggling, it is brutal.
And sometimes they don't notice it out there.
Yeah, you have no idea. I mean, we got the flop sweat and everything. Like, holy shit.
You're hanging on by your nails.
We got an hour and a half to go, and we ran out of shit to talk about.
You're juggling, hanging on by your fingernails, and somehow shit comes out of your mouth so the people at home are hearing a show. But you're here.
Luigi's.
Yeah.
We did that already?
What the fuck are we talking about?
Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut.
Oh, man, dude. And then you start digging up old bits to just get to the end of the show.
That's just the nature of the beast and, the way it was, especially back then. But, you live and learn, and we've got people in place and things in place that give us material. And
years went by, Jack.
Yeah, it's a whole new game.
But with things like the homeless shopping spree that we want to do.
That's coming back.
And, we've been here a year. Got a listener base going that we can start to exploit for other wacky things.
Were you happy about the Halloween turnout? That
was very cool.
Turnout.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We got our power back. So.
Yep.
Okay.
And it just goes up from here. All right, so the Family Guy, the FCC episode was great. Peter Griffin, sick of what was on TV, so he decided to, start his own network. I mostly want to play the FCC song, but here's a clip from Family Guy.
Oh, Lois, you are so full of... What? No, I can't say in my own house? Great, Lois, just great. You're lucky you're good at my... or I'd never put up with you. You know what I'm talking about. When you lubed up toothpaste in my... while you on a cherry... Episcopalian, extension cord, wetness with a parking ticket. That is the best.
You can almost read his lips, too, as he was talking.
One of the all-time greatest shows.
I can't get enough of Family
Guy. I laugh at Stewie like a girl.
Yeah.
It's just, that McFarlane, that dude, that self-made, he makes me goddamn laugh.
And they're not worried about being PC or... not worried about the FCC.
But that other kid from that show who plays the son, the voice of the son, who plays the son on Austin Powers.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite character, by the way.
He has he has a show called
Chicken
Robot Chicken. It's funny, dude. It's another crazy ass show.
We had him in talking about that, and I still haven't
It's like, when is it on?
All these puppets, you never know when it's on. It's just like, it's on.
There's so much shit on now, you can't find anything.
I'll do a little DVR thing and start recording Robot Chicken.
Oh, my God, Family Guy is just goddamn funny.
Yeah.
I don't know how inside this is. So the Family Guy does an FCC song. You know, the FCC has pretty much wrecked radio. That's why satellite radio is just completely taken off. They played right into our hands, which is nice.
Oh, yeah,
nice because we're here now. So here's the FCC song.
They will clean up all your talking in a manner such as this. They will make you take a tinkle when you want to take a piss.
And they'll make you call fellatio a trouser-friendly kiss. Here's the plain situation. There's no negotiation with the fellas at the freaking FCC.
They're as stuffy as the stuffiest of special interest groups. Make a joke about your bowels and they order in the troops.
Any baby with a brain could tell them everybody poops. Take a tip, take a lesson. You'll never win by messing with the fellas at the freaking FCC.
And if you find yourself with some young sexy thing, you're gonna have to do her with your ding-a-ling. 'Cause you can't say penis. So they sent this little warning. They're prepared to do their worst. And they stuck it in your mailbox, hoping you could be coerced.
I can think of quite another place they should have stuck it first. They may just be neurotic or possibly psychotic. They're the fellas at the freaking FCC.
How great is that?
They do the uncensored version.
That dude
for the DVD.
he's all three voices. You know that, right?
Yeah, he does.
He does everybody.
Just about, yeah.
Oh, man, what a great show.
Does the dog, he does Peter, and who else?
Now, what keeps the FCC?
Oh, Silly, that's right.
What keeps the FCC from having domain over this thing here?
I don't know. They do. They do, but I don't know. Disclaimers. It's on. What time is it on? 9.
I don't know. I think
they'll probably jump down their throat. Give them enough time.
Yeah.
Let them really get on the radar. Let groups really start fucking with them.
This next clip is just absolutely brilliant because we dealt with this on a regular basis. Like, as soon as someone complains about a radio show, one fucking person, then management gets up your ass.
Yeah.
And
you could show them ratings that millions of people are listening to your show. But one person can bitch.
I've had this argument behind closed doors with so many program directors, general managers, even the big guy, Mel. I'm like, one fucking complaint letter and you're shutting down our show, basically, making us do something else. I'm like, what about all the people that are enjoying this?
Yeah.
Why are you catering to one stupid hate mail?
It's the boxy states, dude. I'm telling you, one creepy lady says,
I was offended.
Yeah, it's over. All the
my children.
Sociopaths need to start supporting on that level. They just enjoy. Like, you know, some truck driver, he's driving, he's like, this is great, man, I like this shit.
Yeah, but he's not going to write a letter.
He's not going to even write a letter if they take it off.
No,
Like, he's not going to go, dear fucking
I enjoyed this show, and now it's gone.
That's one way. Yeah. That's really one way we can fight back. Will that ever happen? I doubt it.
You know what? They do get 1 or 2 letters when that happens, but those get thrown away. They get 1 or 2 complaint letters, and they take it like, oh, well.
I'm not even talking about the FCC. I'm talking about these. Let's talk about regular radio. These companies. You know, they're the ones that are a bunch of pussies. They know that what their host said isn't that bad, and they're not going to get fined by the FCC, but they get all scared by one stupid letter. One stupid letter.
It always killed me. Why would any? If I was Pepsi or Coca-Cola, right? How would I be scared of somebody? Like they go, don't. If you play that, mothers of big head retarded kids are going to boycott. It's like, bitch, I'm Pepsi.
Yeah.
Ho, let me tell you something. Drink Kool-Aid, bitch. You can never destroy Pepsi. You can never. That's like saying to the electric company, we're going to use candles. Oh, really? Really? You going to stop using electricity? Go fuck yourself. Here, I dare you to stop drinking Pepsi.
Exactly. I don't know why they get so scared of the boycott.
I own 7-Up. I own Squirt. Get out of my face.
They get petrified of boycotts.
And that's the real danger because everyone goes FCC. Now it's the other people in charge at these TV stations and radio stations that throw their own morality into it and stuff. It's like, dude, that has nothing to do with the FCC. What are you doing?
That's because psychos.
What are you doing?
on the enjoyment end. If they don't like it, they're gonna go, this sucks. They're gonna type in.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna call in and go, you suck.
Right.
But they're not gonna write and go, you know, listen, I want to keep my O&A on. You know, all the NEW guys, they did do the message board thing. They kept that alive, man, and going and all that. But it's like, not with the fervor of these people that want you
bitch.
off.
Right.
That's right.
Well, listen to this clip from Family Guy.
Gentlemen, we got 20 calls about the David Hyde Pierce incident. And as you know, one call equals a billion people, which means 20 billion people were offended by this.
That's an FCC guy.
That's their logic. Absolutely their logic.
Because the reality is not many people complained about the Janet Jackson incident. They just didn't.
No.
They really didn't.
And it was notorious. I think it was white boy, black titties.
White boy, black titties. Yeah, people don't remember
Justin
was part of that anymore.
Yeah. White boy, black boobs.
And finally, from Family Guy.
This must be the FCC overreacting to the David Hyde Pierce incident. They're censoring anything that might be viewed as unpleasant.
What the hell? They let Sarah Jessica Parker's face on TV, and she looks like a foot.
She is maybe the ugliest sexy woman on the planet Earth.
Dude, you know, it's another story. The old listeners got to bear with us because we got to tell Patrice, man. Because we do have a lot of new listeners, and they're joining the program every day. We called out Sarah Jessica Parker on our old show, and we basically said that she looks like Ruth Buzzy in a dress.
She absolutely does, dude.
She looks so much like Ruth Buzzy. It's scary, right?
Like Ruth Buzzy's daughter.
So she was like hosting some kind of an award show.
It was MTV, I think, the Music Awards or something.
Yeah, and so we get on the next day and we do what we do best, and we're saying, man, she is just ugly. Why are people looking at her like she's a sex symbol? She looks like Ruth Buzzy in a dress. And then we're saying how she looks like a whore, all the horse and all this shit. And all of a sudden I see on the phones, online, whatever, 8, Sarah from New York. I'm like, and then someone's like, that's Sarah Jessica Parker. I'm like, yeah, like she's listening to our show. We popped the phone down. It's Sarah Jessica Parker calling us out.
Do you have that?
It is hilarious. Because then I think this is one reason why
what did she say?
People love us and hate us. All of a sudden, we turn into the biggest fucking pussies right in front of her.
She was like, you know, you guys on radio got to understand that we're out there and we are listening and we have feelings and, you know.
It was the crew from, like, Sex and the...
like,
well, let's be honest, baby. Now, dude, the Gap fired her because of, somebody finally was just like, this bitch look like a horse. She's not pretty.
Yeah.
Well,
it was the crew in the makeup truck or whatever. They were fans of the show, and they just had it on while she was getting her makeup. She heard it live and said, fuck that.
She
Give
got
me the phone.
pissed.
Got so pissed.
Oh, you two didn't just go, hey, baby, let me tell you something.
Well, then
I don't know how Ferris Bueller's fucking you. You look like Ferris Bueller.
And then
you look like Bueller Ferris.
Then she's like, I bet you guys don't look like models, and she invites us down to the set. So then Aunt and I, we were going to do some hacky radio bit, and we were going to send, like fucking models down with flowers.
GQ guys down there.
But then we were going to go down ourselves, right? And then all of a sudden, they're like, all right, we'll set this up. And then, the big blow-off.
The biggest difference is we're not going out on a nightly basis trying to come off like we're sex symbols.
That is...
Like, I don't get dressed up and go out to all these things and play myself off like I'm the hottest fucking thing. She's playing up that stupid Sex and the City show. Holy shit.
There's only one that's marginally hot.
She's the one with the dark hair.
The marginally,
if it's not
hot.
a close-up. And
the one that fucked Blair Underwood is atrocious.
That fucking, what's her name? The old one.
And then, wait a minute, you know what? And
Kim Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall is because she's such a dirtbaggish kind of girl, she can get over a little bit.
No.
Not even.
No.
Won't even give it to her.
Who? She is...
The dirtbag one, the filthy one.
Absolutely. The character on that fucking show, the way she plays it, and I've seen maybe 2 parts of maybe a couple of episodes. I've never watched the show. Every time I see her, she's coming off like she's doing a favor. Like she's this fucking sexy, I'm fucking everything that moves. Meanwhile, it's like, they're throwing you the bone, Poochie.
Yeah.
They're throwing you the fucking...
sex
I had 5 cocks in me last night, and it was wonderful.
Yeah, that's
it's like, you fucking slob.
It's like a no-brainer, dude. It's like you can't... you know, the media cannot make that girl, you know what I mean? And then you go, how's magic? This is why I think a lot of these dudes is gay. And that's, you know, I'm quote unquote, I'm not saying Matthew Bros is gay, but whatever.
Right,
you know?
right.
I'm saying that it's like that dude, it's like she looks like his mother. It's like, no, Ferris, you're not, no war games. That's not your woman.
Right.
Something's bullshit going on there.
But no, they've been hooked up. They've been beard maybe.
They've been doing it for a while. Who knows?
Oh, that's hilarious.
All right, you guys want a break? You want to keep moving?
Depends on what we got over there.
Well,
is it something easy to change gears into, or do we have to double clutch this motherfucker?
No, we'll move on. I love when we talk about that shit, though.
Yeah.
We still have a lot of anger to get out. We're getting better, though. We're getting better. That's why we'll never give Howard a break, by the way. Never. We'll expose him for the hypocrite he is.
That's why when you watch that fantasy movie, Private Parts, and you see how he was treated so poorly by management and so poorly by Imus, who there's that scene where he goes up to Imus's dressing room and Imus says fuck off. And that's the reason why Howard was so like bitter toward Imus. What a load of shit that is. Howard did more behind the scenes to fuck with our careers than Imus ever did to him, on the air, off the air, or anything. Ever.
Get Ben in here to tell the Tony Berardini story. We were on the red carpet for the MTV Music Awards or the Video Awards?
Video Music Awards, yeah.
Music Awards, right? We had prime location. This was part of our deal, too, because we're like, you guys just don't treat us right, you know? So they give us, like, the red carpet. We're there. We got our own section while all the rest of the press was in a huge bullpen, right?
We're doing interviews.
It was in our contract, So, you know, Viacom, who owned MTV, and our show, and Infinity Broadcasting, you know, was putting on the shindig. And
we're working for the company that's putting on the fucking MTV Music Awards.
So we're done with our show, and we got tickets for the event. First time I got to go to the, and the only time, actually, the MTV Video Music Awards. It was amazing, right?
Which was definitely cool.
And the company that we worked for had a VIP area where you go in, you drink for free, you eat.
And it's all the program directors and general managers of, like, these stations that we're on.
Right.
You know, up in Boston.
Right. So then, and there's, like, the real celebrities are in there, the big guys that you can't just walk around with the common folks. So you're like, holy shit, we're going to get to, like, meet some real shit here.
Hobnobbing.
And to this day, we get, you know, all starry-eyed for that shit.
Cahooting.
So we go to the door like, OP, and, you better watch Blue there.
Is your homeless guy running off?
Your homeless guy's wandering around.
Yeah,
we'll get to him in a second. Yeah. So we go to the door. There's a kind of a bouncer there. We're thinking nothing of it, of this area to get into basically paradise, free foot. You know, we just explained whatever. So I'm like,
I know this.
So Anthony, it was me and Anthony. I think Ben and a couple of our guys, tiny little entourage of the Opie and Anthony show. We walk up to the door. I'm like, yep, I'm Opie from the Opie and Anthony show. Feeling good about ourselves. Just had a great broadcast, right? All of a sudden, the guy knew we were coming. Without a doubt. He didn't even have to look twice. He goes, you can't come in here.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? What do you mean? We work for the Opie and Anthony, you know? Ask somebody. We work for the company. Assuming maybe, the theater that this thing was in, maybe it was one of their guys. He goes, oh, no, I know who you are, and you're not allowed in here. I'm like, what?
Wasn't it that we were at the elevator, and we saw Howard and his girlfriend at the elevator?
Well, that's Keith, you stink at telling radio stories. I got to tell you. That's the punchline.
I thought that was before the fact.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
not the first time that's happened on this program.
With me?
Huh?
Me?
I think we've all done it.
All right. Sorry, Keith. You do a lot for the show. I apologize.
Okay.
And by all, I mean everybody but me.
I'm sorry.
So wait,
You brought the homeless guy in, so I'm sorry. That's right. I'm trying to be nicer. I'm sorry, Keith.
So they don't let you in, but
no. Listen. So then I go. Ben, I think, knew that Tony Berardini, the GM of BCM, one of our stations, was in there. So I go, I think Ben talked to the guy, could you get Tony Berardini out here?
No. They let me go, and they wouldn't let
you actually went in.
And the guy held my wallet.
It was like for 2 seconds you could go in if the guy holds Ben's wallet. Like it was this big fucking thing.
Well, because we weren't allowed in at all. So I'm like, well, all right, now I remember. So
Look
I go.
how bitter we are.
Yeah, I go.
Yeah, you got to heal, baby.
Dude, this is bullshit.
You got to heal, baby.
This is bullshit.
Get it out.
We were
live and love, nigga.
We were told we were the heir apparent. When he finally retires, you get the kingdom, and you're our second best show on the whole fucking company. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Inclusion.
Yeah. So Ben is allowed to go in there because now we're looking for someone to see what the fuck is this about. And you grab Tony Berardini, right? The old GM of BCN. He comes running out like frazzled. Guys, Howard's in there and he's fucking freaking out and he's scratching his head.
What? He's like you're gonna fuck him up?
Dude,
like it's the Warriors.
Didn't want us in there.
The place was huge. It wasn't like we were in a little studio like this.
The Sharks are here.
Howard.
Dude, so...
Get the Barracudas! Barracudas assemble!
Dude, it was like
a mezzanine level.
Yeah, it was pretty much the whole mezzanine of the place, or half of it. It wasn't even like we were going to bump into each other. Tony comes out, who had a lot of power at Infinity at this point. He looks like a crackhead, man. He's like freaking out. Runs out, dude. Howard's in there. He's freaking out. You guys can't come in. You gotta understand.
What level?
That pussy did not want us back
there. Freaking out on what level?
That he did not want us in the same room as him at this big event. It was his fucking time to shine, and us scumbags weren't going to be in the same fucking room as him.
The same
company.
But you wasn't looking for no shine. You was kind of just going in, I'm at the MTV.
Look around, right?
Dude, that's all.
Exactly.
That's all. Grab a drink.
But this paranoid fuck thinks it's always all about him. Like, we could give a flying fuck he's in there. I want to just go back there and check it out as a newbie. Go back and see what it's all about. But this paranoid, all about him fuck is like, no.
As a newbie and supposedly a very important part of the company.
And Mel Karmazin was back there, and he's the head muckety-muck of fucking Viacom at the time. So there was no way that his boy, Howie, was going to tell him something.
And
he wasn't going to do it.
allowed to even tell this story at that time.
No.
So this was gag order time.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So the next day we can't even. Now
we're pissed and
can't you imagine how great that radio would have been that day? Like you guys not even going to believe what fucking happened.
How'd you even have a show that day? You had to be salted up.
So when people say, why fucking, you motherfuckers are obsessed. You guys are so pissed at Howard. Why? And that's just one in a number of behind-the-scenes little fucking things this pussy did to fuck us over.
Right.
The hypocrite that he is, that he then gets on the air and talks about, Billy Crystal ran away from Stuttering John while he was trying to do an interview. But what's the matter, Billy, you pussy? What, you can't take a few questions? Shit like that would go on, and then behind the scenes, he's fucking calling it. Our boss is constantly on our ass because he's like, guys, how many fucking calls do I got to take from Howard about you guys? Knock it off already. And we're like, well, let's knock it off. What the fuck are we doing?
All I have to say is January 2nd.
Yeah, good. Have fun.
Coming back from skiing very early to take a meeting where we thought we were going to get fired.
Yeah, coming back from our Christmas vacation to meet with Mel Karmazin because we thought we were being fired because we was talking about Howard.
Because we talked about Howard and his stupid daughter.
And his daughter and her fucking problem.
At the time. So then we're outside this room, and Tony is freaking out like, dude, he's... And all of a sudden, like, we're out there like, what the fuck, Tony? Are you kidding me? This is,
Who would he tell to keep you out? There was someone there that he could just say keep them out at the time. Because
Mel Karmazin.
No, you were set up to go in, right?
Yeah,
we didn't think anything of it. We're like,
so Mel was there for him to be said, look, I don't want to...
Dude, the bouncer knew, so it obviously was a whole thing.
The word was said before we even
I would love to name names. I would assume it was a Mel thing.
Mel Karmazin.
Because Howard talked to Mel and said...
Howard went to Mel and said, those motherfuckers don't come in here. And Mel said, you're my boy.
Right.
So, all right.
So then we're standing outside the room, right? Dude, we're standing outside the room with Tony, and he's just freaking out because he knows, like, we're just dicks, and we're just gonna say something, and we're either gonna try to get in the room or we'll say something stupid on the air the next day. So he's like, oh God, I don't need these problems, blah blah blah. So Howie walks out with his chick, right? And now Tony is begging me, going, please don't say anything. And I'm like as Howie's going to the elevator, getting to the Keith part. And Tony is actually holding me back, holding my shirt, because I was going to get in his face and call him a fucking hypocrite. Tony's begging me, please, just do me a favor, please, I'll do whatever you want, please.
Does he see you?
Huh?
Does he see you?
Oh, yeah.
And yes, Joe, from Raleigh, he says, didn't that fuckhead Howard once accuse Anthony of stealing his voice? Yeah. He once actually got on the air and said, and the one actually stole my voice. He uses my voice. Like, not even like I'm doing an impression of it. He thinks my voice was his voice.
But he never acknowledged you as Opie and Anthony. He called you guys or those.
Not until the day we got fired and could not then talk about
right when we finally didn't have a platform.
Right, then it was Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony fucked the company.
Faggot.
Opie and Anthony did this. They blew it. Opie and Anthony. Blah 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 blah.
And I'm glad. Who was it? David Hinckley or was it from the Post? Manelli that pointed out what a fucking back down pussy Howard is.
Yeah.
In the paper. They had some kind of meeting with Joel Hollander and got yelled at.
Has there ever been one time where he met up with you guys where it's like he actually it was going to be ahead. It was going to be a pay-per-view.
He avoided all contact with us.
I did it behind the scenes.
We've told this story too many times, so I want to just brush over it. But he was doing a press conference for Son of the Beach when it was coming to television. Doing a press conference down at some hotel. Where was it?
It was the Plaza.
I mean, the old Tiger never just came out and just goes,
never.
Fuck, you pussy mother, you know
that old Tiger.
Come on, you
we
mother.
got press credentials. We just wanted to go down there and see the press conference. We just gotten to New York. We just started to get a little bit of a buzz going. And we had our press credentials, so we went down to the press conference, which was happening before our show aired, to see Howard deliver his press conference for Son of the Beach. We get down there, people start looking at us, they're talking, blah, 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 and security comes over and tells us we have to leave. We have to fucking leave his fucking press conference. This, by the way, was the same day that Billy Crystal thing happened on his show, where he bitched out Billy Crystal because Stuttering John wasn't standing there and taking his questions. We weren't going to do anything. Dude, swear to Christ, we were just going to sit there and look at the press conference.
I know you want to brush over this story, but I don't care. I can tell this story 10 times. It makes me laugh, and I know listeners, it makes them laugh every time. So Ant and I, we're in the back row. We're sitting there waiting for the press conference. It's supposed to start at, let's say, noon, okay? And they have little finger sandwiches. So we get a nice little plate of finger sandwiches and a pickle, and we're thinking no one even knows we're here, right? We're just in the back minding our own fucking business. The real problems were in the front row. We had 3 other guys in the front row.
Psycho Mark and
other guys that really would have done something. So we're sitting there, and I'm talking to Anthony like, what the... Man, this press conference is,
it's supposed to have started.
No, it's not 12:50. I wonder why the delay, you know? I'm wondering why the delay. Then all of a sudden I see one of Howard's guys, I guess, notices we're there and runs out of the room. Little did we know at the time Howard was in a limo outside the plaza sitting and waiting.
He was sitting in his limo, wouldn't come in the fucking building until we were thrown out.
Waiting for us to get kicked out. This is another fact, okay? So then,
but Billy Crystal's a pussy for not standing there and taking Stuttering John's questions. That same day, he's like, "What's the matter, Billy? You're a pussy. You can't take it. You can't stand." Yeah. There he is, Howard, going to his own press conference, wouldn't fucking walk in the building until we were thrown out.
So next thing you know, it's now like 12:20, and all of a sudden a guy comes up to us who's a huge fan, and I guess he's one of the security guys at this event. He goes, "Dude, I'm a huge fan of your show. You guys aren't going to do anything, are you? Because now there's a buzz." I'm like, no. And then I go, no, man, we're just here to have some food and check it out, right? He goes, okay, I just had to check. I'm like, all right, that's that. We're thinking nothing of it. More people start looking at us. I'm like, oh, boy. Next thing you know, a huge security guard comes up to us and goes, you guys have to leave. I'm like, what do you mean? We got invited. Here's our press credentials. No, you guys got to leave now. And now he's really going to get like kind of rough with us. And so we stand like, well, we're not going to cause a scene. But at this point, everyone is turning around. Now we're getting escorted out of the Park Plaza with all these publicists and these people in
suits. Are you guys yelling out, oh, he's doing
it? We were all good. We were good boys.
You just left.
We were good Infinity boys because...
Yeah, because we're working for the same company.
And we knew we would have gotten...
we're like, what the fuck is this about? So
in trouble.
As we're walking out, everyone has their arms folded. Like Howard's people and the publicists and stuff, they have their arms folded like, how dare you?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like we were the scum of the earth, right?
And it wasn't until we left that the faggot got out of his fucking limo and got in and did his press conference late.
We walked right past his limo that was parked right in front of the plaza. He was in there.
Calling
pussy.
When we got back to the studio.
At that point, at least like show some bravery.
You know what I would have did? Like a Godfather, just to piss you off. Roll the window down. Went at you and roll it back up.
Just got you out of there, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Good kids. You're good kids there.
When we got back to the studio, Ken Stevens, our general manager,
this is
our
what
boss,
we found out after the fact.
had told us that Howard was in the limo calling him. He was just taking calls from him saying, what the fuck are those two doing here at my press conference?
Screaming.
Get them out of here. I'll have you fired. I'm calling fucking Mel. What the fuck are they doing down here? And Ken's freaking out about the whole thing, thinking we're going to do anything. Sent Jeremy sprinting down there on his little feminine legs, sprinting down there to get us, tell us to leave.
Veal legs, just fucking running to get us out of the situation. Like, what the fuck is the big deal?
Yeah.
And never did he do a Bernard Hopkins, just like, all right, youngsters, let me show you something. Not even.
He's a big, brave guy on the air when it's someone like John DeBella. When it's someone like those other two clowns from California that he got Mark and Brian. Anyone he battles on the air and then goes, these pussies, they don't want to fight because their program director says the best way to deal with Howard is just to ignore him. Well, we weren't ignoring him. We were facing him head-to-head. We shared a lot of the same fans, and people really started thinking, this guy is coming off like an asshole. And the second that happened, behind the scenes, this motherfucker every turn would try to fuck us. And that's why we can't stand him.
That's right. And we'll never back down.
It's not because, it's Howard. Why do you hate him? Well, he's Howard. No, there's plenty of good reasons. Believe me.
We lived it. He did a good job.
I'm not going to
hold back our...
I'm not going to deny. I was a huge fan growing up and before I got into radio. And when I was in radio, I thought it would be kind of cool, especially working for Infinity Broadcasting. That's like, dream come true.
So if you was to write the, private O&A, whatever, there would be a scene where Howard's treating you guys like shit, like the Don Imus.
Exactly. Only it would be true. And it would be 10 times worse than just saying fuck off and slamming the door.
There you go.
Yeah, it would be us coming home from Christmas fucking vacation to be yelled at by Mel Karmazin because Howie made one phone call.
And we'll end this with the post today. Someone reminded me that John Minnelli, a good friend of ours, the headline today, Stern limps back on air.
Ooh, what happened?
He did a fake suspension, and he pretty much got caught doing a fake suspension. He basically took Election Day off, and... They try to do the oldest trick in the book, let's get some attention. So
get some press. They got it. Hey,
they did a fake suspension, which is just showing a little desperation, in my opinion. And so Minnelli wrote about it, and the headline is Stern limps back on air. Howard Stern buckled, caved in, wimped out. Stern back yesterday from a one-day suspension from talking too much about his upcoming satellite radio gig. Acted like a whipped puppy while discussing a rowdy lunch with his bosses on Monday.
Then when we played, after he announced his divorce,
Allison.
And we played Allison with him crying.
One of the best
bits
ever.
Corky Stern. Ooh, Robin.
Yeah,
we were playing Allison.
Get FedEx to throw that up on OAvirus.com.
That was almost a firing right there, too.
Many.
Oh, my God.
Like, this guy isn't going to beat us up. He ain't going to make us fucking look stupid.
Oh. Are you guys now? Can you tell any young upstarts? I know you wouldn't, but would you tell? Could you say, I don't want to deal with these pussies?
I tell those all the time. I'm calling Elo about the Ron and Fez kids.
Yeah.
I don't like the way these young upstarts are coming up and fucking with us. Don't like it.
All right. Wow, that's a hell of a tangent we just went on. But Patrice asked.
Yeah.
We'll blame Patrice O'Neill today.
That's been, there is a reason behind it.
I'm the Mercurio of this segment.
No, I think it's a very interesting segment.
You fat nigga, shut up! I just want to know what happened to my friend.
Not only that, but I missed all of Carrot Top on fucking Regis.
Look at this swine up nigga.
I missed all of Carrot Top on Regis. What's he doing? Turn him up. Crank him up.
Crank him up. He's got to be doing steroids.
That guy is so fucking buff.
Airport security is when it really gets rough.
Oh,
my God. Like, when he got in there, How do you? They go through my hair. They go through everything.
So what do you do, Carrot
This
Top?
morning, literally, it's just so you don't get bird flu. You wear a hat covered in cats so that way we don't get bird flu.
Look, it's a jacket and it's got cats on it and the birds stay away from it. Oh, that Carrot Top.
I met him in the lobby of the Vegas hotel we were at.
Yeah.
He knows Jimmy, and Jimmy and I were walking through the lobby, and, He's a really nice guy. He really is.
I met him years ago when I used to work at the doorman. It's like, see, he is like a nice guy. But
that's what I've heard from everybody.
That doesn't mean he doesn't look like a transvestite. He doesn't look like a little orphan Annie as a man.
And if you're going to be a prop hack, he is the most successful prop hack ever.
But you know what? $50,000 a show at college or something like that.
Dude, you know what about Carrot Top, too? He knows he's a prop hack.
Yeah.
That's why he's fucking built where he could just...
Like, who's going to say, hey, prop hack?
Fuck with him?
The guy's got fucking arms.
I think that's where the workout thing started with this guy, because he was never like that. Now it looks like he's on steroids. And when we met him, he was on the way to like a Gold's Gym or something. That guy knew that he was a prop hack and said, I need to protect myself.
He only works out.
You think he's on the road knocking traditional motherfuckers out? He's like, let me tell you something. Richard Pryor will be turning over in his eventual grave if you don't stop. What? Hold on.
What?
Hold my Domino's pizza jacket that I created. I knock this nigga in his mouth. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
He takes his shirt off and like,
puts his red hair in a ponytail.
What do you have to say about my props now?
Now what, bitch? Yeah. Now what? You don't like my fireman hat with the
He's fucking working out or screwing roller skates on toilet bowl seats.
What?
That's what he does his whole career.
Hold on. Hold my hula hoop with razor blades on it.
That's right.
Because I'm going to knock this dude in his mouth.
Speaking of enemies, Anthony, we'll end this segment by saying the arch enemy will be revealed tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, a lot of speculation, not only on the message boards, but in the news, in the trades.
Yeah.
Everyone's chiming in.
Yes. XM has hired one of our arch enemies. That's official. And what this person will do for us, we'll see.
Do they have connections with General Motors, the secret person?
But the arch enemy will be revealed tomorrow. This has been an ongoing little soap opera on the show.
I hope, if you see me over here typing, Opie, occasionally, I hope you don't think I'm not being part of the show. I am corresponding with an Eric Logan. Can I please have your VIN number was one, so I had to type that in. Here's Elo. I'm on the phone as we speak. I'll have an update for you shortly.
Look at this.
Which door is it? He wants to know, so I put driver's side front door.
Blue chip? Did you put blue chip?
Blue chip is the color, of course.
Look how much power we have at XM. You were talking to the Mac Daddy boss about getting you a stupid door, and he knows better than anyone that we're in the middle of doing a radio show.
Yeah.
But he knows that we could, like, multitask.
Multitasking.
A few jokes and then
Hope takes off with some dialogue. I could type in a quick VIN number. I'm getting a door.
You would think the guy would go, wait, why don't you call me after the show?
No.
You guys are busy.
We're professionals.
Hey, Anthony, it's Gamefly.com, the world's leading online video game rental service. It's very easy. You send a game back, and the next game on your queue list is automatically sent. I got to find a new game to play, by the way.
Yeah, well, Gamefly is the best way to find a new game because it's not like you're going to the store and buying a game, getting it home, and realizing it sucks ass. You go to Gamefly.com, you could check the game out. If you like it, it's as easy as click and keep it in your game queue. And then you get the mint condition box, the manual. It's all delivered like you bought it brand new at a great member discount. Go to Gamefly.com/XM, get signed up. Only $21.95 a month. You could start with 2 free week XM trial with a free 2-week XM trial. Excuse me. No commitments. Cancel anytime you want. Start playing all the latest releases. All those games you've wanted to play at Gamefly.com. Got over, I think they got over 3,000 titles now to choose from. All the platforms, Xbox, PS2, GameCube, Game Boy Advance, DS, and the new PSP. 2 games at a time. No shipping either way. How about that? You keep the games as long as you like. None of those pesky late fees. All the games you want to play or check out at Gamefly.com. That's GAMEFLY.com/XM. Plug in XM into the promo code box for your special offer. Gamefly.com.
And as we go to break, another commercial. Howard Stern loves XM satellite radio.
If you're planning a road trip this weekend, it's time to take XM satellite radio along for the ride. XM gives you 100% commercial-free music. It's the ultimate playlist with channels for album rock, alternative, heavy metal, hip-hop, unsigned bands, blues, jazz, There's an XM channel for everyone in the family, including the biggest names in news, sports, talk, and comedy, all in digital quality sound. No wonder it's the most listened to satellite radio service. The XM Roadie from Delphi can turn any radio into an XM radio. It's the smallest satellite radio ever, so it looks great on your dashboard. XM, check it out. Electronic stores, including Best Buy and Circuit City. Beyond AM, beyond FM, it's XM satellite radio.
Like sand through the hourglass, so is the Owen virus.
Wow. You rule, Bernie.
Bernie.
No, you do.
This one, right?
It's this almond.
Oh, what are
you motherfucker? Tony, you're asking for trouble. Tony.
Oh, he's coming over. Oh, Bernie, sit down. Sit down.
Oh, my God. Wait.
He's really mad.
You pissed off Bernie. All right, get over there. Get over there.
It's getting hot in here.
It's getting hot in here. It's getting real hot in here.
You don't have to take that. You don't have to take that, Bernie.
All right, sit down.
Stand up for your rights, Bernie.
Sit down, Bernie. Sit down. It's okay.
It's okay, Paul. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, it's okay. Oh, it's okay. Oh, it's okay.
All right, have Bernie sit down.
Let's see.
Let's all calm down.
That's all right.
Yeah. Hand over that fucking CD. Oh, you gotta have another.
You lunatic.
All right, Bernie.
Oh, he's fine, folks. Oh, he's fine.
You tell him to relax.
Tell him. Yeah, everyone just relax.
Everybody relax.
All he did was take the CD out.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Keep your CD. I won't be here again.
Burn it.
Bernie. Bernie's leaving.
Oh, man. All right, he's walking out. Wow, man. Holy shit.
Wow. That was legendary.
That was the rage. That was what happened on that train.
Oh, my God. I'm not even kidding.
That was what happened on that train. We saw it.
He was out of his mind.
Hey, you know what's odd? We were talking about Rain Man, and when you were watching Rain Man, remember, it was kind of like you look at Dustin Hoffman and go, not too bad. He's a little kooky and stuff, but he seems nice and sweet. And then that time he lost it at the airport.
Oh, yeah.
He just like, just lost his mind. That's what we saw, that snap.
That was right now. You just threw his CD. It was like a Pop-Tart in the toaster, and a little smoke billowing up, and he couldn't handle it.
Right. Imagine that, you didn't see it coming. Like, no. It came out of nowhere. He just...
Fuck you. Keep your CD.
Yeah. Keep your CD. Fuck you. And take this with you. You have another. Keep your CD. Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
Oh, man, we have lots of show to do still. We got Blue outside the studio, a homeless guy that Keith the Cop has brought in. We're going to be setting up the homeless shopping spree once again this year. We haven't done that in a few years. But yes, homeless shopping spree coming back to the Opie and Anthony program. And Keith was telling a crazy story off air about what goes on at night with the whack bag people.
Yeah, you know, I was reading the boards one day, and they were talking about this Pal Talk thing that they do.
Mm-hmm.
So, out of curiosity, I signed up for Pal Talk.
I was curious.
And
you were being set up by Dateline, you know that, right?
So I go into, they have this whack bag degenerates room. And, you know, a couple guys online had told me, yeah, you know, some girls come in, they wow, you get to see it, you know, some nice tits. And I said, all right, let me go check this out. So anyway, we're in there, and there's a couple girls. And now people see me come in, they see my name, and they start pounding me with, you got to check out this one guy's video thing. And I don't remember his name. Someone will come up with it on instant feedback. Anyway, I click on this guy's video link. These whackbag guys get this guy. He's from California, and he's a bisexual fella. And he sits there, and he just jams things up his ass. And when I have it, and when I signed on and I see his video, he's bent over, and he's got a plate of like Dole pineapple slices.
Yeah.
And he's taking them, like he's got the ring, his finger in the hole of the Dole pineapple slices, and he's jamming them up his ass.
Oh.
And then he turns, he sits down with the whole thing of pineapple up his ass, and then all these whackbag guys, no, dude, you gotta shit him out. So he takes a plate.
They're egging him on?
Oh, they egg him on to do. He's got to be in his 50s, I would think. And supposedly he's like an engineer for Honda or something. Like he's actually done a really good job. But he turns around and on camera he shits out the pineapple onto the plate and then he eats it.
Stop.
And maybe somebody can tape this or something. Yeah, he did Oreos. He did pineapple. He did his dentures. He took his dentures and stuffed them up his ass and then took them out and put them right back into his mouth.
That's a great gig.
It's disgusting.
Dugout Doug.
That would be Sub-Ray.
Sub-Ray, correct.
Sub-Ray. All right.
That guy absolutely rocks.
Well, that's one way to put it.
You gotta give me like 2 seconds of filler when I walk out of my office because I can't talk about that in here.
Yeah,
hold on a second. I'll get Big A on, too.
Big A, for some reason, has info on this.
Big A from whackbag.com. Big A.
Hi, Opie.
Oh, boy.
Hey, Big A.
Yeah, Big.
Hey, Doug.
Yeah, what do you know about this guy?
I seen him once on Pal Talk. Kind of weird.
He's kind of weird.
Yeah. That's it?
Okay, I'm back.
All right, Doug, you're on with Big A as well, so.
What's up, Big A? Yeah, we have this...
Big A was trying to
say, good yourself? It took too long. Hey, how you doing, Big A? Yeah, nice. How's your mother? Good.
Big A can't really speak very well.
Jesus.
All right, so, Big A, you've seen this guy do this video?
Yes, one time, yeah.
And any highlights for you?
Oh, my God, Big A.
Wow.
It's Big, the whole alphabet.
What?
Big, Z.
What was he using when you were watching, Big A?
Say something easy, a cat or something. Don't say pineapple. It'll take too long. Stegosaurus.
Oh, ST is very hard for him.
Actually, I forgot, actually.
How do you forget?
So you
I see it all the time.
All right, Doug?
All right, I'll never forget this guy. Basically, it's like a chat room. You have video cameras and audio, so you don't have to type everything out. This guy kind of wanders into the room because it's a public room because he's a submissive, and he'll do anything anybody tells him to do. So we get him in there one night, and he starts playing around, shoving things in his ass. But it's things from, like, the kitchen. Like, the first night, he took a pizza, a slice of pizza, and he shoved it in his ass.
Had to be cold?
Pizza?
Was it cold?
Yeah, I believe it was cold.
Yeah,
like frozen?
Hot pizza.
I hope so. Because sometimes you get that hot slice of pizza and it burns the roof of your mouth.
The tip of the triangle in first?
Does he roll it up?
Was it Sicilian? Was it... Motherfucker, what did he...
Well, when you go for, like, the crust end first, just to get it out of the way...
I think just like you would eat a normal pizza, you'd have to fold it.
That's what he did. He folded it and he stuffed it in his ass.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Exactly, Anthony. You've done this before? Yeah.
No.
He folds it in half, and he crams it into his ass. Then he turns around and shows his asshole to the camera.
Well, you have to.
He shits it out.
Yeah.
And then he eats it.
And just don't ever get on radio as a dude and go, this guy rocks. Like, either hire a girl or say, hey, my girl saw him. This guy rocks. But you can't be a dude and go, man, this motherfucker shoved a pizza in his ass.
You know,
that's some crazy.
It's just the miracle of the Internet.
This is shit.
This is the information age, the 21st century, and this is what we have going on.
No, I'm going out on a limb.
A technology that, years ago, if you brought up the technology of the Internet to people, they'd be like, this sounds like the most wonderful, useful thing to mankind. The exchange of information at the flash of light, the speed of light, and what can we use it for? I'm going to shove a pizza in my ass in camera, and the world's going to see it.
It introduced fetishes on such a high level. I seen a guy that, to this day, it's amazing. It weirdly turned me on. It was like two girls around 1920 that were just kicking this guy in the balls. Just kicking him as hard as their feet could kick him in his balls.
Guys got that fetish.
And it's just like, I'm like, wow, those girls really look sexy doing all type of dumb shit to this guy's balls. It wasn't him.
You see the
it was just to get beautiful girls to do any dumb shit.
Trampling fetish, where they wear spiked heels and actually step on his bag and with the spiked heels. And guys are, into this.
I never knew that was out there.
Ooh, how would you? How would anybody? We used to have to fight for like a Penthouse or a Playboy, or if you ever got a hardcore porno magazine when you were a kid and thumbed through it, it was like gold. You would hide it in the woods like a pirate hid his treasure. You'd bury it and dig it up and now it's, a couple of mouse clicks and you got the worst, most heinous shit that anyone could possibly not imagine.
I remember the first penetrated vagina I ever saw in picture. It was just, I was in 8th grade and I had whatever book I wasn't reading, and I put this thing, and the first time I saw the name Tuna Sandwich, I never forgot the DP. Now it's DP,
right?
But they called it Tuna Sandwich back then, and it was so weird to look at, just penetration. Now it's the internet's here, and it's you just
that's it.
All right, listen.
Everyone's desensitized.
We got to move on because we got so much going on. Doug, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Big A.
Anytime.
Big A, thanks.
Tune into that
thank
one.
you.
All right, there goes Big A.
Welcome.
Really fast, the boys are hard at work in the O&A lab. I caught a peek.
The lab.
They're working on a new way to assault the media.
Oh, good.
Where's Danny? There it is. They were actually practicing outside the studio in the O&A lab. I saw you guys practicing a new technique to do the assault on the media thing, Danny.
Nah, it wasn't really practice. It was just to see how it looked in the frame. So it
works.
Well, you were practicing. They were filming it and everything to see how good it would be.
I like the idea of a sign that's a little smaller, though.
Well, here it is.
I like the idea that it's not so big where you're only going to see half of whatever it is when you get behind a news person with it. That's pretty good. It's an O&A hanky. That's pretty much what that is.
There's a major problem with that. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
There's no XM on that. That would
you got to put the XM.
Right, we're just checking it for size right now. I think it's got to be a little bit bigger.
Oh, that's just a sample?
Yeah, that's just a sample.
And you got to reverse our cartoon characters.
You don't need that bigger. That's perfect.
No, that's perfect.
That's perfect
yeah,
size.
that's like Anthony was just saying. You want it a little smaller.
You want the whole thing in the frame, not just
You just want the XM symbol somewhere.
Like what?
No, that'll be there. This was just a sample to check out how it would show up on a video.
I'm sorry.
Put XM, switch our cartoon so it's, Opie and Anthony kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, why is that reversed?
Yeah. I'm never on the left as you look at the picture.
Oh, just the image that we sent over originally had you guys like this, so they were sent it up.
I'm always on the right.
Okay.
Then people don't get confused. It's Opie and Anthony, and then the picture, it's Anthony and Opie.
Yeah, they go, which one's Opie? Because they can't really figure out which one looks Italian and the other one looks like the Opie character.
Right.
It's in your pocket.
Let's say hi to Dave Foley. Dave Foley, co-creator of Kids in the Hall.
Dave
was on News Radio, and now he does the Celebrity Poker Showdown on Bravo. Hey, Dave.
Good morning.
Sorry you had to wait. We had to talk about the guy shoving stuff up.
You really wrecked my breakfast.
Especially I hope you aren't having pizza for breakfast.
No, actually, I was having a big plate of pineapple.
Pineapple and Oreo cookies.
I had freshly shit out.
Yeah, it's just the internet's. It's such a miracle for what it actually is and what it can do, and for what it's being used for. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, well, every medium is, initially used for porn.
That's what they're saying about
the printing press.
Well, we've always heard the story of the printing press.
It's true.
Some guy there, some friggin' like a monk or something, sitting there going, and he fucked her.
They discovered the printing press, and it was used for writing dirty stories at first.
Yeah,
he's right. Dave's right.
And then the iPod thing. They have downloadable porno clips.
In fact, I do believe the Gutenberg Bible is pornographic.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I had my suspicions.
Yeah.
Now, I am a huge poker fan, Dave.
Uh-huh.
And I can't stand any other celebrity, poker shows except for Celebrity Poker Showdown.
Well, thank you.
Because I don't know what it is. Sometimes you tune in and they're trying to pawn off some other celebrity thing, and it just doesn't have... It's not as fun. The celebrities kind of blow. Do you pick these people ahead of time on their poker prowess? Because some of them are pretty good.
I think they try to get some. They try to make sure there are some that can play poker. For the most part, they can't, and usually the ones that can lose.
Yeah, you guys always pick. They go, my pick is going to be, and then it's usually somebody that plays, and then someone like stupid Colin Quinn, who like a calling station.
Yeah.
He wins. He wound up winning.
Yes, he did. And someone like James Woods, who seems to have dedicated his life to poker, or at least talking about poker.
Haven't some of these guys just maybe gone a little overboard? If you're a poker player and you're very good at poker, that's fine. If you're an actor and you actually have a career and then you decide to just pretty much give it up for poker, That's a little odd.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I mean, there's guys here that spend like 20 hours a week at the Commerce Casino.
Yeah.
Playing poker.
Just playing poker. A couple of these guys, James Woods is one. And now, what's her name now? Tilly.
Oh, Jennifer
Tilly, yeah.
Jennifer Tilly really took off.
Yeah.
I guess Phil Locke has taught her a couple of things.
Well, perhaps. Perhaps she's returned the favor.
Have you picked up anything? Because I know you came in like you were one of the highest-ranked celebrities. You made it further than any other celebrity in one of these tournaments?
I did. I did at the World Poker Tour Invitational. That's the first time I ever played poker. So I'd be one of those celebrities who had no clue what he was doing and wound up winning.
Really? Does it make you any better sitting there watching these guys play to see what works, what doesn't?
I like to pride myself on learning absolutely nothing from being on the show.
Yeah.
But I have found, like, I've actually sat in at games a couple of times where I've realized, oh, wow, I really can play better than these guys now.
Yeah. Does Phil help you out at all?
Yeah. Well, just hearing him, rant about how badly everyone plays.
Anthony lost to Phil Gordon recently on the radio program.
Yeah, I Rochambeau'd with him here, and for some reason I know he can tell what I'm going to throw before I throw it by looking at my hand.
Did you just...
He's very into
Rochambeau?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
I call it rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissor, yeah.
Oh, that's what Street Trash call it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Street Trash.
But in the, outside the highlight palette.
The high-stakes world, we call it Rochambeau.
Yeah.
And, he knew that I was going to throw scissors. Like, maybe my two fingers were twitching, and his eye catches it so quickly. Oh.
Yeah. Well, we did an episode of Joey, where Joey goes on goes on the poker show. And
right.
Guys on that show, I forget his name. The guy plays his friend. I've forgotten his name now. But he kept beating Phil at everything. Beat him at heads up hold'em. Beat him at rock paper scissors.
Like for real or for the show?
No, for real.
For real?
Like hanging around the
Damn
set.
it, why can't I do that? I sat down.
Crazy.
I did the celebrity poker, one of the tournaments out there at the Commerce, and I sat down at the table, and I'm in the Masters across from me, and there's other people, and I'm just like, oh Christ, why am I at this table? and then Phil Gordon comes and sits down, and just makes me look like an idiot, just a complete buffoon. It's so intimidating when somebody that can actually play like that.
Yeah.
I play online, so occasionally you think you're good.
Yeah.
You wind up looking like a jackass.
And it doesn't help that he's 7'10".
Yeah, he's very intimidating. Like he just he walks in the room, everyone knows he's there.
Yeah.
He's very cocky. He comes off. Now the odd thing is on the show, Celebrity Poker Showdown, he comes off as a funny kind of guy, which he is.
Yeah.
But when he's playing, he's like dead serious.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You don't want to get involved with that.
Yeah. Well, he's got that crazy math genius kind of intensity about him when he's playing.
Yeah, he calls off his own percentages, like he knows what his odds are that he's going to catch a hand. It's frightening. And what was he, a rocket scientist or something?
He was like an internet sort of genius. I guess he retired when he was like 27.
Yeah, bastard.
He had a company he sold to Cisco Systems that helped make the internet work.
He never commented on it, but the chicks all over him or what?
Yeah, he seems to do all right. Yeah, this usually the girl. Yeah, women seem to be pretty into Phil.
Yeah.
Are the other kids in the hall guys working?
Huh?
Are the other kids in the hall guys working?
I think so. Yeah.
You think so? You don't talk to them anymore?
Huh? No, actually, they were all over at my house last weekend.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, everybody's working.
What were you doing? Watching football or just?
No, we were just hanging out. They came over and we were just talking about maybe trying to do something together.
Oh, okay.
Everybody always thought you were gay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then you got like this hot wife.
I know. I used to think I was gay, but
Did you?
A beard.
Turned out I just don't like cock as much as I thought I would.
That'll happen.
Yeah.
Well, what do you got going on here?
Well, right now, actually, I think if anybody in L.A. This weekend, there's a show I've co-written and directed, a theater show that we're getting up called The Tribute at the Steve Allen Theater.
Yeah.
And which actually stars my beautiful wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chrissy Guerrero.
Yeah.
Look her up on the Internet Movie Database. She's got a couple of very pretty pictures of her on there.
Yeah, so she's doing a show called The Tribute that I helped write, and I'm directing it. So I'm doing that right now, and we're going to try and see where that goes. And I don't know, what am I doing? I've been writing a lot lately.
And, of course, Celebrity Poker Showdown.
Celebrity Poker Showdown. Right. Just made a movie in Omaha.
Made a movie.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what else.
Alrighty.
Well, just in a nick of time, because, Dave, we're running out of time. We have to get back to Pizza Up the Ass Guy.
Oh, great.
I hear you're going to be in New York soon?
Am I?
That's what I'm hearing, that you'll be here in a month or two. And
I have no idea why.
Maybe you would stop by or something.
Sure, if I'm going to be in New York, I'll stop by.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
I'll start working my sphincter, so I'll have something to do.
Look for the Tribute at the
right.
Steve Allen Theater in Hollywood. And we'll look for you on Celebrity Poker Showdown on Bravo.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Bye.
Dave Foley, everybody.
Dave.
All right, Keith the Cop. Oh, that's why you're holding your nose. I thought it was your new gag.
Oh, no, really?
My new fucking radio gag with my
Is this
finger in my
official?
nose?
What happened?
I just got a communique handed to me. It says, ELO found door. Could this be true? And it's an actual new door?
He said to call you, to call him in his office.
Call him in his office.
You know
and
what?
Bravo,
Deal didn't
ELO.
get done today because he had to find you a door.
Very important to keep the talent happy here, and I wasn't happy when I didn't have a door for my vehicle. The guy is looking at his watch like he's got somewhere to be aside from here.
Lou, where do you have to be?
Where do you got to be?
I got to be at 14th Street.
Why?
What's going on at 14th Street?
I got to go see Tippy.
What's going on there? Tippy Tom?
Tippy Tom.
What's he got going on that you got to be there?
So he can come here.
So he can come here? We're going to be gone.
Hey, what happened to all the stuff you got at the last homeless shopping spree?
Is that the jacket?
No.
What happened to the
What
jacket?
happened to all the stuff?
We bought... I think our listeners paid
got swiped.
God damn motherfuckers.
You got swiped, really?
Because I'm on the street.
You're on the street. So we do the homeless shopping spree. We send you guys out.
See, Patrice, this is where we could have used your help because you have a little more street to you, Patrice.
Yeah.
We did this homeless shopping spree where these guys will go to a mall during the Christmas season and legit, we give them money. They can buy whatever the hell they want.
Eric.
And the listeners show up, and they're very generous, and they buy the homeless people a bunch of stuff.
I got to run now.
Right? What we didn't think is we had to, then they go back living on the street with brand new shit.
Brand new shit, and people swipe it. It's survival of the fittest out there. It's like the Serengeti.
Yeah,
all of a sudden, you pull up a zebra at the watering hole with a nice jacket on. A lion's going to come and snatch it right off your back.
Eat it up.
Eat it up right off of you.
So who's like the John Gotti of homeless?
Yeah, who's the Mac Daddy that just takes everyone's shit? What's his name? Who's the big guy on the street?
Homeless what? I know there's a homeless ahead of it.
Yeah,
homeless John, baby. Don't fuck with him.
Who's the bad motherfucker out there?
John. Who's homeless John?
No, who's like the top dog?
Yeah. Who's the big guy? Who's the big guy out there?
Big guy.
Yeah, like the one guy that you all fear on the street.
The predator.
I don't fear nobody, but
But somebody took your shit. How you not feeling?
Yeah, how are you not actually...
Somebody took your shit, so
yeah,
somebody
they took it while I was asleep.
All right, but is there one guy you guys fear when you live on the street?
One guy.
I gotta go now.
No, what's the matter?
Big Blue, where you going?
Blue, you gotta hang out.
Well, you got a couple more minutes with you, Blue.
Blue, who's the big guy on the street?
Like the
bad
guy...
motherfucker.
The bad motherfucker.
Me.
Blue?
But someone took your shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of shit.
Okay, wait,
listen.
Blue. Who do you think took your shit?
Yeah, who do you think it was?
Like, who do you suspect?
Blue?
I suspect.
Blue.
Who do you think took your shit?
All right, listen.
Blue,
Blue.
who took your shit?
I don't know.
Blue,
I'm drunk. I don't know.
You're drunk?
All right, you're a little confused. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What?
Are there mole people?
Mole people.
People that live below the streets of New York City.
Homeless people that go in the manhole covers and then
the unused tunnels.
I own a manhole.
You own a manhole?
It's the train under the subways.
Under the subways, yeah. They go into the subways and stay down there and
What
keep
do you mean
warm.
that's the see those. You know how there's a difference between motherfuckers who use cocaine and motherfuckers who use heroin.
Right.
And like the dudes that use heroin ain't shit. Like the ones that live under the subway,
Yeah.
homeless dudes are like them nasty motherfuckers.
That shit's fucked up
Yeah.
for them, right? Even the homeless
so you don't
guys.
fuck with them niggas that live under the motherfucking train.
Do you go underground, Blue?
You ever been down there?
Yeah.
Hey, what's down there? What's down there below the streets?
Down
of New York?
my house.
What?
My house.
Oh, you live down there too?
Oh, yeah.
Where do you live?
Where I live.
How many square footage? Because I'm looking to buy
Yeah,
a
where do you
condo.
live?
No, what do you
No.
Is there property tax?
It's a secret hideout.
But you really open up one of those manholes and go down below the ground?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not a manhole.
Dive.
You walk
Dive.
Is there a lot of rats down there? Or
Yeah, plenty of rats.
Yeah, plenty of
They're
rats.
my buddies.
What's the best?
No ones that will steal from me.
What's the best rat recipe?
Wow.
Oh my God! Don't open your mouth too much.
Where? Now wait a minute. Now hold.
Well, I gotta go.
No, hold on.
Blow.
Sit down, Blue.
Sit down.
Oh,
Blow.
And why
That's
you
all right,
pissed.
kid.
And Blue.
Now he's pissed.
All right, let him go.
Blue, why
Keith,
you
it's
got
okay.
why you got on a watch? What time do you need to be doing something?
Hold me.
What?
It's not like Tippy Tom.
This guy will kill me.
He's gonna get all
Blue,
pissed
why are
at
you pissed off?
Because Opie's being a...
Why are you pissed
Opie's
off?
talking shit.
Yeah, man.
We talking shit?
Opie's
Yeah,
talking
stop
shit
making fun
about
of
you.
motherfuckers.
What kind of shit we talk?
You don't think he understands sarcasm?
Yeah, you
You
motherfucker.
think he done dug all the way low and under? He's so low he don't know what the fuck sarcasm is.
That's right.
I don't like that shit either. Sarcasm.
All right, listen, Blue, why
That's
do you get
bullshit.
so pissed off? Why are you pissed? And why do you want to leave?
Because you're talking shit.
I wasn't talking shit.
What talking shit?
I wasn't talking shit.
Yeah, see, stop that.
Blue.
See, this is what. See,
I wasn't talking shit.
see, see, this is dumb shit.
Blue, you gonna do the homeless shopping spree this year?
I said he smelled like
We're gonna
shit.
send a
I
bunch of
didn't
you
say I was
motherfuckers
talking
out to
like
the
shit.
mall, and you guys are gonna go shopping.
No.
Huh?
No, you know
what do you want? What do you
Don't
want
be
everybody
Blue.
to know?
No, this is our segment.
Don't be offended at this. It's like, look, we enjoy your company, but you
That's
smell like the inside of a colon.
Well, so let me leave so you won't smell it.
No,
No, bro. No, hang out, man.
Stay.
Hang out.
What's up with
We
that?
want to invite you to the homeless shopping spree.
Stay, man.
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
No, you gotta make it, bro. We're gonna get you some new clothes and shit.
You're one of the stars of the homeless shopping spree.
You gotta understand. You gotta understand. It's just the way it is. I understand it's not a cool thing, you know. You can, it's not like you could get a shower every day. You live on the street. We understand that.
Oh God, he's
That's
touching
the way it is, you know. We understand.
Blue, what do you want? What do you want?
It's all good, bro.
Listen, we're a national talk show. What do you want the people of the United States of America to know?
That I'm all right.
You're all right.
He's doing all right.
You all right.
You are all right.
Who's all right?
All right.
All right.
And Blue, after the last homeless shopping spree, what happened? You got locked up for a little bit, right?
Keith.
Oh, right. You went to jail.
One of these things is not like the other. Jesus.
I'm sorry.
I got to go.
Tell us what happened.
You know what? Please let
You
him
got
go.
in a joint?
I'd rather light my eyes on fire than to smell blue again. Blue smells like a different color. Blue making me see
color?
orange.
You got orange.
Blue, what happened?
Yeah, Blue.
What'd you get locked up for, Blue?
You smell like an old mattress, nigga.
Oh wait, we didn't get to the story. Yeah, you were in the jail.
Blue, what happened? What'd you get locked up for, bro?
Busting
You what?
You busted what?
assaulting a police officer.
Oh, shit. Oh, damn.
Oh, shit, Blue.
What happened? Someone trying to roust you?
No,
Someone
he was
trying to roust
violent
you?
towards me.
He was what?
Violent.
He was violent towards you, and you just turned around and popped him.
Yep.
Punk-ass bitch cop motherfucker, right?
You did.
Yeah.
You did. No, but that's not cool. That's not cool.
I know. How many years you do for that?
2.5.
2.5 for topping a cop?
2.5 years. That's it.
Yeah.
Anything crazy happen in jail? You know.
Yeah.
Anyone trying to
Jail
toss
ain't
you
no
all
joke, but I'm just saying I don't want to go back. I got to go.
No, no. You hang out, bro.
Yeah, we gotta get a prison story before you leave.
I want a prison story. I want to hear a workout in the yard and shit. And then someone trying to shank you or some motherfucking shit like that.
Shake me.
What happened,
I got
bro?
shanked in the shelter.
You got shanked in the shelter? Someone stabbed your ass in the shelter, motherfucker? Who the fuck is that? You stabbed in the shelter, motherfucker.
Hey, Blue, you ever run into an Arab?
okay?
Oh, he did?
Yeah. You ever run into an Arab, Blue, and he goes, God damn, nigga.
Whoa, hey.
God
Everybody holding their nose. Let me hold my nose, too.
No, you hang out, bro. You hang out.
Hey, what's going on with sex in prison? Is that shit going on?
And anybody try to do anything to you in prison?
Yeah, anyone, trying to get inside that booty of yours?
You know what? I really like Blue.
I like Blue.
This motherfucker got integrity.
He does.
He knows there's sarcasm going on, but he can't articulate. He like something is happening.
You know why?
This motherfucker's attitude.
You know why?
I don't like it. I'm leaving. Why you leaving, Blue? I don't know, but something happened.
Blue, where'd it go wrong for you? How'd you end up on the street? Were you on the street your whole life?
No, not my whole life.
You have a job and shit, and then what, something happened?
You ever heard of Leona Helmsley?
Leona Helmsley, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I used to work for her.
She's a fucking ugly-ass bitch motherfucker, right?
Yeah. Leona Helmsley did this shit to you?
And what happened? She fired your ass?
Yeah.
And you ended up homeless?
Holy shit.
How did you couldn't get another job?
No.
What happened?
No.
You got it. Come on. Release. It'll make you feel better.
And I'm going deeply.
I used to do guest spots on the radio, and Leona Helmsley didn't like me.
By the way, Patrice.
Oh, you lost your parents, so that fucks you up.
By the way, Patrice.
How old were you?
Oh, man, I got something to say to Patrice.
Okay, go ahead.
What's up, baby?
Go ahead, Obi.
A lot of people are writing on the instant feedback. They're wondering if it's harder for Patrice to
plug his nose.
To plug my nose?
That's a racist comment, motherfucker.
Nigga, fuck you, racist huggers. If you smell this shit, your fingers would grow.
Just because we're using pens and Patrice has 2 Lincoln Logs up his nose.
Nigga, I got those airplane plugs that expand. I don't give a fuck what kind of racist shit you hunkies say. This nigga stink. Now I believe in racial harmony, but this motherfucker, the rhythm is off with this nigga shit.
So you fell on some hard times personally, bro, and then you couldn't get a job, you couldn't concentrate maybe and hold down a job, and you ended up on the street.
Right.
Do you have a game plan for maybe getting out off the street and get back into society?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that why you're checking your watch every so often? It's like, I got a fucking job interview with some shit.
Nah, nigga, it's a box giveaway downtown. If I miss it fucking around with you niggas holding your nose making fun of me, he knows he gotta leave.
I gotta get some air.
All right, yeah.
Nigga, we all need to get some air. Nigga, air gotta get some you.
I hear. You know something? It's nice to see. The guy's homeless. A lot of people like, Tippy Tom and stuff don't understand what the fuck's going on half the time. But the brother here's got some dignity, and he'd like to keep a little of it intact.
Hey,
sarcasm.
Blue, he do.
Yeah, I hear you.
Blue,
so do I.
Blue, we'd like our homeless to sing when they come to visit us. You got a little song you could do for us?
What kind of song?
I don't know. You do a little rap, whatever you got in you.
Why don't you sing us one of those?
What do you got?
I ain't got nothing.
Nah.
Come on, go.
Who plays the flute?
Grey Wolf.
Grey Wolf. Grey Wolf came in here and did a great song, man.
Oh, my God. You want to hear Grey Wolf's?
You know Grey Wolf?
Oh, that hack.
Hack. This song should be on radio.
You know Grey Wolf?
Grey Wolf, that hack.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Listen to this song. Listen to this song. It's really quick. It's like 50 seconds. This is what Grey Wolf did when he came in here.
Yeah, give it a listen.
Let's see how this comes out. All right.
Tippy Tom.
All right, here we go.
I got to spray.
Oh, this is nice.
This is a story about a man. And he always was so lonely at night. But his voice was rowdy. You could hear it all through this train station. And I'm going to sing this one. This is about Tippy Toe Tommy.
Let's go while we're young.
Shelter me from the pouring rain. You have homes. This is my life. I'm living with so much pain. Shelter me from the pouring rain. You have homes. This is my life. I'm living with so much pain. That's just a little piece.
What do you think? That song should be on the radio.
Dude, I'm almost crying,
some
motherfucker.
good
Fuck Leonard
shit?
Cohen, man. We got Grey
That was the
Wolf.
best song I ever heard.
Isn't that amazing? And we all said the same thing. That is one of the best songs ever.
Oh my God!
And that motherfucker just came in here and ripped it. And
yeah, we get one more verse. I'm telling you, we can make that rock on the radio.
I know. Now you got to help the motherfucker.
Fuck the nose shit. Can you niggas help fucking Brown? What's his name?
Grey Wolf.
Are you fucking joking me?
How good is that?
Isn't that great?
Almost made me
Fuck Blue. Fuck Blue.
Blue come in with this hacky smell shit, and Grey Wolf is doing. I almost cried.
Off the top of his head.
Yeah.
That shit is genius.
Isn't that amazing? And the sound of his voice, the pain in there and shit.
Pain and something to hear that.
Hey, you don't need Leonard Cohen when you got Grey Wolf.
That was the most emotional song. Like, you can't fake that shit.
Shelter me from the pouring rain.
Are you joking? And then the cop said to me, I'm not even going to fuck with homeless people no more.
Right?
I can't even make fun of this motherfucker no more. Why'd you play Grey Wolf now?
Now you fucked it up.
Now I don't even smell him no more. The Grey Wolf singing made the smell go away from my nose.
It's like his voice cracked from the pouring.
I don't smell the homeless no more.
Steve from Jersey. Opie, this song should be on the radio, and XM is what exactly? I'm talking about regular rotation.
Should have regular rotation.
Like, make it a thing.
Man, I'm not bullshitting.
Now, did Drew put that to the music?
Emotional,
Drew Boogie threw that to music.
Drew Boogie threw that to music. He just came in with a guitar, and Drew put the music really behind it to really make it.
We just need one more verse, and
we need another verse out of him, but we're afraid
that song could go.
We're afraid he's going to screw it up like when they told Ralph Cramden to act.
Rachel, you've come back.
You got
like it won't be all natural.
You have to keep that. But
that's my sister's name.
What
Ralph
happened?
Cramden's what?
Rachel? He don't like the name Rachel.
Oh, shit.
Damn, kid.
Rachel's your sister's name?
Dude, man.
I won't say
All right,
that
listen,
name.
we want to do one more thing before we get out of here.
Rachel.
So, Blue, you going to do the homeless shopping spree with us this year?
Yeah, I will.
We'll hook you up.
You want to sing a little song?
I think he sings. Do you sing?
Yeah, he does.
He don't want to follow.
No,
that.
he does. He just...
How do you follow
He's the
Grey
opening
Wolf?
act of Grey Wolf.
What do you
He's
got?
opening.
What do you got, Blue? Give us a little something, something. We'd love when you guys
something.
Yeah, let's go.
See, I gotta feel it.
All right, feel it, brother.
Yeah.
Feel it. Come on. Who do you like? Come on. Feel something.
What do you listen to?
Come on.
I ain't listening to nothing. I'm listening to young.
What do you listen to through those headphones you got around your neck?
Yeah. What are you listening to on your
you got an iPod?
1982 Walkman?
No, it's a CD.
CD?
Sorry.
Yeah, Opie.
Opie.
I know, what a dumb
Fucking
name.
Opie's going to get his ass
Fucking
handed to him.
homeless guy laughing at my name.
He's got...
All right, what are you feeling there, Blue? What are you feeling?
I'm feeling...
Come on.
To be nice with y'all.
All right, yeah, give us a little song. It'll bring us all back together. What?
I'm trying to think of...
Patricia just
Yeah,
asking
I'm just asking
about...
him, where's this Grey Wolf
where's
dude?
Grey Wolf?
Where is he? You seen him?
Fucking
way back.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Way back.
Oh, my God.
All right, yeah, give us a way back song. Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got some. Here we go.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Why, oh, why did you have to leave me? Go away, oh yeah. Having someone to lean on. And baby, I'm lost. Okay.
That was the song that...
Drew Boogie will get a hold of that and make it another hit. That's the B-side.
That was the song that was playing when Leona said, Blue, can you step in my office for a minute? Hold on, let me turn it down. What? Get out and take that stupid fucking song with you.
Drew Boogie is the Phil Spector of the homeless. He'll make something out of that.
Yeah.
All right, Blue, thank you. We'll see you at the homeless shopping spree.
Homeless shopping spree.
Right.
Anything to plug? Except our noses? Nothing.
Nothing. All right.
Get paid, okay?
Yeah. We're paying him today?
Yeah, we'll get him a couple bucks.
All right, we'll give you a few
couple of bucks.
A couple of dollars for Grey Wolf on me.
All
too.
right.
$50.
All right, Blue, you rock.
Yeah, he's a survivor. 2 out of the 10 that we brought to the last homeless shopping spree are no longer with us.
Who's the other guy that died?
Ziggy died.
We know Ziggy died. Damn,
And,
Ziggy was great.
Yeah, I got some singles for the gentleman. There we go.
Yeah.
Patrice, toss him that.
There you go.
And the other guy, Sperm.
Sperm, yeah. Oh, Sperm was crazy.
Sperm was crazy. Yeah, he died too.
That's
Sperm died?
We had Ziggy come in here and sing Silent Night. It brought tears to everybody.
Silent Night, holy night. Did anybody almost cry when I heard that Grey Wolf?
Oh, we loved the Grey
was
Wolf.
in tears.
Yeah.
That was amazing,
Wasn't it amazing?
Dude, people email all the time about that song.
They want it longer. They want more of it. They want a copy of it.
There.
Yeah,
that's all he did.
That's all we got.
That's all he did.
They need, baby.
Yeah.
Makes
an impact.
That was done off the cuff, man.
Ooh,
off
Jesus.
the freaking cuff.
Mother of Jesus, that was amazing.
So, all right.
Whoa.
There are musicians that like to try to put emotion in their voice and go, yeah, I was feeling this. But when you listen to that, that is every bit of emotion that guy has poured out into the shelter. The cop telling him the fucking...
I'll say it again for the third time. It has that Leonard Cohen thing going on there.
Thing's great.
Shelter me from the pouring.
You ever hear Howlin' Wolf?
It's a good one.
Howlin' Wolf, sure.
It was like... It was... Jesus.
All right, listen.
Good shit.
All right.
We got some View audio.
How we go that? What, since we can't smell, we'll go to the View.
We got the View. The View, we got Star Jones talking about her sorority life, Anthony, on The View.
Sorority life?
Yes.
Oof.
Yes. Yes. Who knew that Star Jones was in a sorority, but she talked about that, I think, yesterday.
What was it, the Moos, they call them back then? The Gamma
Omega Moos.
Omega Moos.
Omega Moos.
Omega Moo.
You're just a wannabe. Wanna be better than me.
Star's all, not skinny, but she slimmed down a bit, but her head is still, like, giant. Giant.
It's creepy. She's starting to look like an alien. It really is. She's starting to look like an alien.
Same thing with Al Roker. Al Roker lost a bunch of weight, but the head remains the same.
It's that unnatural weight loss, man.
Yeah.
Right.
That stomach staple shit.
Yeah, you're not going to do that, right, Patrice?
Some people have to just stay what weight they are.
Either I'm going to lose it or I'm not going to lose it, but I'm not going to carve my stomach. Because you're still the same fat motherfucker. you just and you're not healthy. Your body ain't right. It ain't right.
Got to cut part of your stomach out.
All right, well, why don't we do this and listen to the audio? She does. She talks about the special greeting that her sorority house had. If you were part of the sorority,
eating a cake?
If you were part of the sorority, if you saw another sister, you had a special greeting, right? All right.
I'm dressed like a proud member of Alpha Kappa, Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And Brandy Smith's a member of my sorority. She's here with a whole group of members of sororities. Sororities who are there at AU. Hey, Brandy, how you doing, Sarah?
Hi, Star. How are you?
What'd you call it? Sarah, as in sorority sister. Hear that sound you make whenever.
A what? Skeewee.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
That's a pig noise.
Wow.
That's a pig noise.
Wow.
That's how they greet each other. She was part of the ugly sorority.
Yep.
Every college has it. You have the hot chicks joining the one sorority.
The Alphas are hot. That's a black sorority. That's the Alpha.
No, it depends what college you're at.
No, the Alpha. The ones, because they always go with the Qs, I think. Or the AKAs and Alphas. The AKAs or whatever, Alpha or whatever. They're the sexy ones, supposedly. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. The Sigmas were the moves at my college. The Sigmas were all the smart, ugly bitches.
All right, here we go.
Make one of these.
A what? Skeewee.
Can you skeewee me, Brandy? There you go. Explain this to me. Oh, that was just the way we would greet you.
How do you even come up with that?
Sweetheart, this is the eldest traditionally black woman sorority in the nation.
Can white girls go in it?
1908. Yes, if you can come in. You certainly can.
a rush?
We have a variety of African Americans, white, Latino, Asians. However, it is the oldest black women's sorority. And in 1908, there weren't a lot of white sororities inviting us, okay?
A black sorority back in 1908?
In 1908, that must have been something.
Can you imagine the hazing they got away with back then?
Wow.
All right, baby. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go up to that white man's house and take some of your black pubic hair and put it in his rice.
Oh, shit.
And then hum a song and sing. And I want you to sing the theme to Give Me a Break.
Oh, baby doll, this is great. 1908. We got our own sorority. Let's go back to the sorority. Oh, it's on fire again. Oh, sorority house is burning again. It's on fire again. Halfway built, they're building the back of it back up, and the front's on fire again. How did that stay up? Where was this place?
1908 black sorority.
I'm telling you, but big fat sassy bitches was even in then.
Then?
Don't you burn down my motherfucking sorority house, motherfucker.
Let me tell you something. It wasn't like, what's her name? Who's that singer in the back in the days of the Flapper and the? You know, she was kind of hot. What's her name?
Oh,
yeah. I can't remember her name. Baker.
The chick.
Josephine Baker.
Oh, I was thinking about the.
She was gorgeous.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the U2 song. JFK.
No.
Angel,
Josephine Baker. Yeah, she was hot for like the back then times.
Lena Horne.
Well, we got more audio.
Lena Horne.
She's talking about her hazing experience when she went to college. Star Jones.
When you were in the
Diane
sorority,
Carroll.
was there hazing back then? And I wonder with Brandy if it's changed.
Interestingly enough, we did have all across the country, a lot of the fraternities and sororities did have hazing issues, and I mean, I still hear about it now. But I was chapter president, and then I became second national vice president of Alpha Kappa Alpha, very much involved and helped to write the anti-hazing policy that's still part of one of the policies there now.
Oh, shut up. She was the buzzkill?
She likes to think she was.
She was the buzzkill?
Anti-hazing, because, you know, take any of the fun out of it. Boy, that must have been some sorority.
What the fuck?
Big fat Star
AKAs
Jones.
are always bad bitches, man. They always
Don't call it a sorority or fraternity if you can't haze the members that are coming
alumni include Lena Horne, Lola Falana, Miss
And
Cicely
helped to write
Tyson.
the anti-hazing policy that's still part of one of the policies there now.
Did you get hazed, though, or are you allowed to talk about
Well,
that?
see, for me, I didn't consider a lot of it hazing was silly stuff, like putting spaghetti on your face and telling you it was a worm. But, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, really. But
that's pretty heavy
I know,
stuff.
but none of this jumping off buildings and eating bad stuff. Nothing that would ever get me in any trouble.
That's not true, man.
She didn't join a sorority then, man.
She's a lying sack of shit.
She's not allowed to say that shit, man.
Right. She can't come off like she's endorsing...
It's all secretive and shit.
Yeah.
Black sorority
Or
in
condoning.
1908, I think it was called a kitchen. That's Mr. Bildo from Detroit.
Oh.
That's awful. God damn it. Can't you just...
Steven from Dallas. Oh, Lordy, someone be burning a cross in the front yard again.
Can't you goddamn racists respect black history for once instead of February?
Nothing, no.
Lordy. And he's
Lordy.
He knows how to spell Lordy. I know how you spell it Laudey. You sons of bitches.
You know damn well everybody walked past that sorority house and was like, just smelled like pancakes all the time coming out of there. Pancakes and syrup.
Wait a minute, are you trying to say Aunt Jemima was an AKA?
Aunt Jemima was an AKA.
And Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben was in the fraternity.
Talking about hazing, right? Doug from Arizona from whackbag.com. Did they have to drop cotton out of their asses on the other sorority's house?
Like Opie had to drop marshmallows.
Right,
yes,
well,
indeed.
That's a rumor, obviously. Yes, okay.
Someone's suggesting that Star Jones actually had to carry the houses in her ass and drop them on marshmallows.
You was in a fraternity?
Yeah.
One of them drinking white boy ones?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Total just.
Oh, God. White people just in there drinking. Woo! Was you a woo white boy? Woo!
No, we were...
Who isn't at that age in a fraternity? Of course they are.
Man.
Woo! Oh, dude, let me tell you. Down at the fucking... Let's go down to the Rat. Get some beers, man.
To the rat.
They fucking going to the Rathskeller on campus. Oh, college people, I fucking hated them.
I never liked sororities and fraternities, man. I didn't like that divisive horse shit. I hated it. Me and my friends used to try to destroy it anytime they come through, marching through with the stepping and the get the fuck out of here.
I was seeing a girl that she went to Quinnipiac College up in Connecticut, so I drive up there to see her, and just the guys and girls that were at this fucking school, the flyers and posters they'd hang. You going to the Mixer this weekend? It's like a Mixer. What the fuck? What the? And it was just awful parties at the Rathskeller. Go down there and just these geeks and dorks hanging out and the fraternities and stuff. Wanted no part of it ever.
Sorry.
Thank God I fucked up my schooling so bad there was no chance I would ever end up in college.
Anthony, the listeners are on fire.
Yeah.
Matt from Cleveland, Ohio. Of course she wrote the anti-hazing policy. This fat bitch probably got hazed so much he had to help write the policy.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good-ass point, because
Stop
she was
fucking
so
with
fat.
me.
Yeah, she's like...
Billie Holiday?
You know...
Billie Holiday? It's another one, I
Sorry,
think.
go ahead.
That's all right. She was so fat. It's like that. It's the pretty sorority.
Yeah.
So you know she had trouble. You know what I mean? She fought her ass off to make it through and then make a change.
She was the ugly one.
All right, we got another clip here.
You know, time was a big deal when I was in college, and the sorority sisters, we had to say this little chant. Girls, I wonder if you remember this. Whenever somebody asked you what time it was, we would say, according to my chronometer, which is in direct accord with the great sigil movement by which all time is commonly recorded. I cannot say for certain what the exact time is. However, without too great a fear of being grossly incorrect, I estimate the time to be, beep. We'll be right back with Neil Diamond.
Dorothy Dandridge. She don't look that bad either.
Dorothy Dandridge.
There's a picture of her.
Diane Carroll, Dorothy Dandridge,
She looks
Lola
like,
Falana.
She looks like Janet Jackson
She's
there a little bit.
gorgeous, man. Dorothy Dandridge was beautiful. Oh, my God. And don't forget Pam Grier.
Pam Grier in her day.
Don't you ever forget Pam Grier,
Don't
baby.
ever. Lola Falana was like, back when Bob Hope was doing his shtick, she was like the hot one. Hey, how about that Lola Falana?
And the girl that played Kizzy in Roots.
Yeah. Cicely Tyson?
No.
Is that her? No.
Oh, my God. We got 1 minute left in the program.
Who played Kizzy?
Kizzy.
Ah, shit.
Hey, here's the deal. We didn't get to half the shit we wanted to today.
Half?
Leslie Uggams.
Leslie Uggams. Very good.
I am going to tease for tomorrow's show. We got the Tyra Banks stuttering special. We got to get to that. Can't get enough of Tyra
Banks.
Tyra Banks. She's more white than black, though.
Oh, yeah.
She looks good.
New news teases, one of our favorite bits we do on the Opie and Anthony show. Also, we got to talk about this black dude that wants to get rid of the white race. Also, we have, what? We have Regis singing Christmas songs. Yeah, that stuff.
Regis singing Christmas songs?
Yeah.
Come on.
And don't forget to vote for the best of the O&A show since coming to XM. We want you, the listeners, to vote for your favorite material in several different categories listed on opieandanthony.com and foundrymusic.com. Or you can send your votes to oabestof@foundrymusic.com. Thank you, Patrice O'Neill.
Thank you.
That's it. Party is over. Everybody go